Okay, it says we're live. It says we're live. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Nice to see you all. Got some in the chat already. Not sure how many of you. None, it says, but there's some in the chat which I can see. Just wait for that to refresh itself, and hopefully we'll have a few names in here. It's saying 0 at the minute, but no doubt that'll refresh in just 2 ticks. I've just fired up the old heater. Haven't long been in here myself, so let me just pause that off. And 3 thumbs up already. Not even been in the room 2 seconds. That's cool. Let me just pop this chat out. I like to use my YouTube chat now on my StreamYard because I can then moderate at the same time if required, which is quite cool. Where's my StreamYard? There it is up there. Let's get rid of that. In just 2 ticks. Oh, I just fired that back up by accident. Okay, that's better. Right, let's put that up in there. Put the chat up. Put the chat over there so I can see what's going on. That's a bit better. Let's cover that up. And that way I can just see a bit better what's going on. So we're live 9 in the house after 1 minute 22 seconds, which is pretty cool. We've got Jason Hughes. How you doing, Jason? Let me know if you're having problems hearing or seeing me. I'm using my podcast mic and my high definition camera tonight again. Had no problems on Snobby stream the other day, so hopefully you'll all be hearing me nice. Can we keep the emojis to 2 emojis in the chat, please? Not that you know, Hassan, but in future, just 2 emojis would be fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. No capital letters also in the chat because YouTube sees it as a form of spam and it can ruin my live stream. So if we can keep 2 emojis and no caps, that'd be cool. Much appreciated. Jason Hughes in the house. Paul's in the house. Ian, how you doing, buddy? Not seen a lot of you about actually, Ian, for a little while. I know you've been floating about, but I've not seen a lot of you. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Snobby Scrap Picker Square Tummy Evening. Mick, how you doing, Snobby? Nice to see you. Pete Frow's also in the house. How you doing, Pete? Hope you're doing well. Bradley, how you doing? Nice to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Ian Matthews is also in the house. How you doing, Grandad? Nice to see you. And Tina, how are you doing, sweetheart? Nice to see you. Andrew's in here. Polar Ed's in here. Jason's in here. JJ's in here as well. Dusty Blonde, hello, sweetheart. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Minnesota Lawn and Landscapes, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. Nice to see you. Snobby Scrap Picker, I've already said. Drift is in the house. My world, my way. How you doing? Nice to see you. Hello, YouTube been going nuts since Jesse buffering and cutting off. Let me know if I buff and what have you. I did have a few problems myself yesterday. It seems to have corrected itself now. I'd say Benedict's in the house as well. Who else we got? Let me get to the bottom of the chat and get in there. Get in there. Everyone else I've already said hello to. Everyone's saying hello to each other, which is fantastic. Mick, all is fine. This sound and picture, fantastic. That's what I like to hear. 21 in the house, which is brilliant. If I can get some thumbs up on your way in or thumbs up on your way out, that'd be cool. Just going to use my medical forceps to remove the skin off my coffee because when you have it in a travel mug, it tends to form a bit of a skin and it makes me throw up if I have a bit of that. So let's just remove that out of the way. It makes me want to yak. I can't be doing that on a live stream, which is cool. Jack's in the house as well. How you doing, Jack? Mobs is in the house. How you doing? Nice to see you. That's pretty cool. So Grandad's Workshop's also in it. He sneaked in. How you doing, Grandad Workshop? Nice to see you. 24 in the house. Fantastic. If you have the ability to share this out on any one of your platforms, if you can go to your YouTube profile under the community tab and copy and paste this link or just shout out Micks Mowers as live, that'd be fantastic. The more we have in here, the more the chat rolls. The more we have on the panel, the quicker it goes and the funnier it is. So the more we have in here, the more fun we're going to have. Someone's been timed out 30 seconds. What was that for? We've got something that shouldn't be in here. Emojis, yeah. No more than 2 emojis, please. That's the reason why you've been timed out. You're out for 5 minutes. When you come back, no more than 2 emojis. That's what the moderators do. All my moderators are unleashed. They don't have to explain themselves to me. If they feel that the rules are being violated after a warning, then you'll be timed out and you're welcome back after 5 minutes and it'll continue going until we behave ourselves. How you doing, Blood? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. And that's everyone in the chat, I think, is now in. If you also got the opportunity to share out on Instagram or Twitter, that'd be much appreciated as well. It just, as I say, keeps the chat rocking and rolling. And also the panel, when I invite people up, the panel will be hilarious. Shamrock, how are you doing currently? At the Celtic FC pub streaming. Ha ha. Hope we all had a good day, girls and guys. Here, live here in Glasgow, Scotland. How you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. In fact, I did get an email off of you, I think, or was it another profile you were using, your work profile, I think, which is cool. So I've been busy. I've been busy today. I've pumped out about 3 videos, which are now in a state of edit. I've been working on that Masport mower that came in just the other day. That I wonder if I couldn't get it serviced properly. It wasn't running exactly right. However, that's now been fully serviced and is good as gold. And also, I've been working on a Honda HR173, and I've also been working on a Hater 48 MOSFET as well. I wonder if I would be timed out. Well, if you put more than 2 emojis, you will find out, blood. It's as simple as that. The rules are of the house, and that's what the house rules are. And the moderators are here to moderate my channel for me. So if we keep it clean and don't be mean, we'll have no problems in the chat. However, the moderators are who they are. And as I say, they are unleashed, and they will do their job as to the best of their ability. And they're not accountable to me. Literally, they will do what they need to do. And at the end of the stream, I will go back and unblock people or whatever if need be. Yes, Ian Matthews, that's absolutely fantastic. That's a good way of doing it, because you know what happened to you last week? You sent me about 4 or 5 and got timed out in the first 3 seconds. So that's what happens. So been busy, and I've also just been on a local selling site, and I think I've picked up about 8 bits of kit: a generator, a couple of strimmers, a mower, and probably a hedge cutter or something, which is quite nice. So I'm hoping to go and pick them up Monday. Also had a message from somebody who wants to give me 4 or 5 strimmers, Ryobis, 2-strokers, not 4-strokers, and I think it's a Parker of some description, which has also got Granny, which has also got a hedge trimmer attachment to it, a multi-tool sort of thing. So I've got lots of kit coming in, which means more kit I have in, more videos I have to do, which keeps you guys entertained, and go from there. So that's kind of cool. So either way, I hope you're all happy. I've been running for 7.5 minutes, waffling on as we see. So what I do now is I'll invite some people up onto the platform to come and say hello. And what we do, Mick, you're a bit glitchy over here now. Okay, well, we'll see how we rock and roll. I've got 4 bars on my internet, so I don't see it being a problem. Let's see what happens when I bring people up on the panel, see what it looks like there. Big Bad Parks, how you doing? Nice to see you. We'll see how we get on. Buffering nightmare, apparently. Is that your end or my end? I don't think it's my end. I'll put the link out, and then we'll see how we get on. If it means I have to refresh my page, that's what I'll do. So the link is in the chat right now. All you got to do is hit the link to come up onto the stream. Now, the rules are very, very simple. No swearing whilst you're on the stream. I don't tolerate any kind of foul language, because we can all have a good time without having any sort of foul language. Did I just see a load of emojis come back in there again? I think I did. Bear with me. My chat's jumping. Where was that? I just saw that. I know I did. Oh, hang on. It's on me. That's gone back to StreamYard chat. 2 seconds. Let's go back to me. Me have a chat. That one there. That's a better one. Bear with me. 2 seconds. It might have been because my StreamYard was delayed. I think that's all it was. Okay. No worries. Yeah, I haven't posted a link yet. That's why. Johnny Five's in the house too. Right, there's a link to the chat. There you go. So as I say, it's very, very simple to get up onto this stream. There's no foul language. I don't tolerate any of that. We can all have a good stream without foul language. There are ladies and possibly younger people in the stream, although my channel is an adult-only stream. It doesn't stop them from coming in. Your camera must be turned on and your audio must be turned on throughout the stream. so we can see you, and you may be asked to do some simple requests. Instructions for to get up on a panel. It may be touch your nose, it may be stand on your head, it may be put a dress on, it may be whatever it is. You need to do that so you can get on this stream. That way, I know that trolls haven't taken a video off of one of your live streams and copied it and have it up against a camera so that they can get on. It's the simple things that need to be done, and hopefully we'll have a good stream with no problems. And we'll just see how we get on. How you doing, Tim Palmer? Hope you're doing well. I'm in the house. We'll migrate to the shed. No worries, mate. That's fine. Andrew's in the house too. Oh, damn it, I don't have a dress. You can borrow one of mine, not a problem. Yes, you can dress up, says Ian Matthews, not a problem. Partnest is in the house. How you doing, Partnest? Still Celtic game. Out for a few tenants, beers, a win. It's cool. Hiya, Johnny. Take your glasses off, mate. Put your glasses back on for me. Thank you very much, buddy boy. You can come on up. There's Johnny 5. How you doing, Johnny 5? Nice to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, mate.
Are you well?
Yeah. Apart from my squishy finger, fine.
Yeah. Is it buffering your end, or you seem quite good?
Yeah, spot on. Good picture.
It might be someone else's other end. And Bruce Pinn's in the house. Howdy from Canada. How you doing, Brucey boy? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. How's your day been then, John?
Yeah, not bad.
You been up to much?
No, because I twisted my ankle and flattened it with my finger with an hammer, so I'm having a day off.
Oh, you're writing it in. You're writing it up to your neck, aren't you? Hi, John lad. How you doing? All right, so just a bit of a not doing a great deal day, but just sort of putting your feet up and just relaxing, trying to heal the old body.
Yeah. I want to get back to it tomorrow because I've done all the insulation on the walls. It's just cladding it all in now. So.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I got tonsillitis or the leftovers of it, and I also popped a rib just the other day, just by sneezing.
I've got no disc in my back, so if I cough or if I bear weight like that inside, I trap my rib.
Same sort of thing, in here. And then I fell over day before yesterday at work, landed right on it, so that was hilarious. So I've been right in it too, but I'm just about able now to pull some pull cords, so I'm back at it now and able to do a bit at long last.
It's the end of January.
I think it's the same for everyone every year, isn't it? They just can't wait to get rid of January. Once January's out of the way, we can get on with it a bit. So yeah, I've just been paid, I think, yesterday. So Mrs. P's been out shopping for food. We've actually now got food in the house, which is great. Not had that for about 3 weeks. And it's just the old budget's tight, isn't it? On everyone.
I've been out to buy my new tent today.
You got a new tent?
Yeah, 8-person.
8-person tent. Was it brand new you bought it, or did you buy it second?
Second hand, but it's only a year old. He pulled it all out in garden for me to have a look.
Okay.
It's in really, really good nick. Massive.
And what's the purpose of that? Obviously camping.
I'm going on holiday with Natasha Flowers. Here's his sister. Going down to Wales in July.
Okay, how cool's that?
So I'm going to have all my trailer tents sorted. The car's having its MOT and new exhaust Friday. So then it'll be all ready for a nice holiday.
Already rock and roll. That's what I'm having no. Let me blow it up. I look very similar to one I was going to buy, actually. Oh yeah, nice, haven't they? I think they rock and roll for about 250 quid. Don't they, brand new? Oh, hang on. Oh, glitchy. Yeah, that's nice, mate. Isn't it? Has that got pods inside it? Is it pod bedrooms?
Yeah, it's 3-bedroom.
Has it got lined inside pods inside it?
Yeah, it's got it comes in 3 separate, really big bags.
Yeah, cool.
One's a massive carpet ground sheet thing, and it's got its inner sheets, and it's nice, really nice. Well, and the framework's really sturdy.
Well, that's what you want. I went to I did the 3 Peaks challenge a couple of years ago, and I took a tent which I bought secondhand. Funnily enough, can't remember the make of it. It's a good make, really good make. I think I paid about 50 quid for it, and it's a 4-person's bed, and it has a porch on the front of it. And do you know, from the days when I was little to now, and I'm 40 odd years old, and camping's moved on, and you no longer are cold in your tent because you have always inner lining pod system stuff that makes all the difference. Parkness says, what make of tent is it?
It's one of, fucking hell. I think it says it on the tent. It's from Go Outdoors. I think it's their branded one.
Yeah, come to you. 3-bedroom detached without a garage, says Ian, change his name.
Ian Matthews put you taking the old street with you. I said no, but I like to be able to stand up.
Yeah. Got something down in the basement. Hello, mate. To get up on the basement, you have to get your belly out, mate. Simple as that.
I'm glad you didn't say that one to me. I said not yet. Give me a few more months, please.
Well, all I'm saying is he's not showing his belly, just showed me something else.
No.
Hi, Snob. How you doing, buddy?
Hello. Johnny.
What did you flash?
Give me the birdie, which is good enough. That's a standard response that I get from Snobby, so I know it's him. It's only because literally there's so many people trying to get up onto these platforms now, and they're doing crazy things just to try and get up. Like they take a video,
a picture of you, and
even a video. They put a video up on their phone, and it looks like the person's actually moving and what have you. That's why I give stupid commands. If you just say put your hand up, they're going to clock that and say I'll just mix it up a bit. Otherwise, it just ruins your day, doesn't it? So
yeah, especially when you've got a fantastic stream and things like that,
Oh, exactly that. I've only been going 16 minutes. I've got 44 in the house. Fantastic. Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's good. So you're going. Are you going off for a bit, John? Okay, no worries, mate. I've seen a bit. What are you doing? All right, mate. No worries. I've seen a bit. So how are you doing, Snobby? Haven't seen you since last night. In fact, no, I did chat to you briefly on Lucky's stream. I think just for 20 minutes.
Yeah. I've been doing my bit today.
I was
quite a busy day.
You have? What have you been up to then?
Well, just video watching and.
Okay, catching up.
Yeah, and giving as max support as I can, really.
Yeah, I hear you. I've done a little bit myself today. Didn't you do another video? You've done your shout out video. I have watched it. I haven't, as of yet, left a comment. I tend just to watch all the videos and then I go back and comment later on. That's what I tend to do. That way I can get through them quite quick or as quick as I can.
Yeah.
And I watched a mower man. He's just done a video. He's been in contact with me past couple yesterday because he bought a mower for about 40 nicker, and it's terminal. So I give him a hand, tell him how to strip it down and what to look for. And it's got a broken piston rod on it. So that's that. So you had a good stream last night. I see you inherited a few thumbs down, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Which we know they mean nothing anyway. So.
There's no data behind them.
There's a.
It is what it is. It is what it is. It'll soon fizzle out. Just watched the mower man now. Yeah, I saw it myself just 2 minutes ago actually, or about 10 minutes ago. I finished watching it. I think he was quite gutted because I think he paid about 40 quid for a mower. And it's terminal. If I'm paying £40 for a mower, I want it running. But it's what it is, he runs his little enterprises he does. But you won't find me paying £40 out for a mower. That's not running, definitely not. I think I got this one over here, which was actually I sold it to some. No, I didn't sell it. He bought it to me because it wasn't running. I fixed it, and then that was last season, and it's now come back. He says I can have it. It don't run, but I can have it. So I've had it fired today, but it needs a new pull cord, and they're about 50 quid. So I need to sort something out with that because the pull cord's at it. So I'm not spending £50 on a pull cord. I shall have to do a little workaround of some description. I'll figure something out. Raphael Scrap was in the house. How you doing? Nice to see you, Raphael. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
It's a bit cold out.
It is cold, mate. Yeah, I'm in the old shack, and I've got no insulation. I see you piled about 35 tons of insulation in your shed. I've got nothing.
That's stuff in half inch.
Yeah, will do. I'm considering. All depends how flat you can get that stuff. Because obviously, the more you compact it, the less insulation.
Well, that were 100 mil, and I got it into because the normal frame of the shed was about maybe an inch and a half.
But if it's compacted right in really tight, but it's not going to insulate, is it?
Well, between the doors it'll be bigger, but around the workbench, it's all into smaller spaces.
I might pick some up and try and halve it.
But what I did is I put a membrane in as well, like this black plastic weather membrane stuff, damp proof stuff.
Yeah, I think
I got
that's
a
what
roll of it, and I cut it out into sections, stapled that in, and then I put the insulation in, and then I put the doors over it.
Got a comment from Bruce Pinder. A dumb question from a Canadian. Is a quid and a pound the same? Yes, a quid and a pound is the same as a squid.
Yeah.
So we've got a pound, a quid, and a squid, and they're all the same. It's not a dumb question. It's what it is. You're just not familiar with our currency, but and it's the same up in Scotland. Just different looking because we use notes mainly up in Scotland.
Hi, J&J.
Sherry McMillan's in the house. How you doing, Sherry? Nice to see you, sweetheart. Hope you're doing well. Hunting Mustafa J&J. Hope you're doing well, Jay. Nice to see you, buddy. Hope you're okay. Nice to see you. And that's about it. I think the numbers are climbing. Nearly got 50 in the house. My family, how you doing? Yeah, 50 in the house. No, it's brilliant. Nice to see 50 round number in the house. If you can give us a thumbs up on the way in, that'd be brilliant. Really appreciate that. I'm going to put the link out.
Shows dedication. I'm going to weight train tonight with a broken finger.
It's not broken, is it? It's not broken. It ain't broken.
I've really flattened it. It was a lump hammer as well. It wasn't a little hammer.
Carpy Chris says a pound is a knicker as well. It is correct. Yeah, it is a knicker as well. Any other suggestions on what a pound is called, just to help Bruce out?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. No, ain't a lot. You don't get a lot. We don't get a lot for a quid. So really. Yes. So your finger's still dicky then, Johnny.
I can't bend the end bit from about there.
Are you not going to try and pierce the old nail in? It does help.
Well, the actual throbbing bit stopped, but it's really tender to touch.
Are you finding it difficult to roll a fag, Johnny?
I smoke it pure in a pipe, so it's not a problem.
Right.
I honestly, Johnny, I would stick a pin in it.
It's actually stopped doing that pulsing bit it were doing.
Well, he's actually looking for sympathy, isn't he, for the next sort of 5 weeks? Oh, look at my finger.
Sympathy? You're joking. Did he tell me to stop being I won't tell you what he told me to stop being.
Yeah, look at my finger.
That's all we've heard for 3 days solid. Poor old Johnny. Johnny, I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
When somebody suggests hitting your other hand with hammer just to take your mind off that one, then.
Well, that's what I said. Well, yeah. Well, I'm trying to help. Carpy Christian in the house.
I'll be all right.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Carpy's in the house. How you doing, Carpy? And Breezy's bike shop's also in the house. Got quite a few in there now. It's
one more bit for sympathy. I tried to go back in, but I couldn't hold the screws.
The thing is, if you're carrying a little tiny injury and or big injury, you're going to try and protect it anyway, aren't you? And when you're swinging a mallet, it's probably the worst thing you can do anyway. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, are you nailing or obviously you're.
No, what it was is I cut the wood to fit in the gap and it was a tiny bit too big, so I tapped it in a little bit and it went in, but then it popped back out again. So I thought you will stay in, and I went, and I totally missed.
Yeah. Well,
I did the lap of the garden, swearing to myself.
Whispering Colden's in the house too. How you doing, Whispering? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Don't forget leave a thumbs up on your way in or way out, please, sweetheart. Much appreciated. Well, I moved on from using hammers. Really, I use impacts. So you don't get that. You don't get those when you're using screws. All of this was put up with screws. There wasn't one nail in it.
Should have just come back outside. We're using chops on, and I just thought you will go in.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Mickey Yo-Yo, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well.
That paneling, that Tongue Groove paneling I showed you, I need to go get a bit more of that just to finish going around the windows above the workbench. Yeah, sure. Oh, got someone else trying to come in. It looks like an overseas connection. It says you must put in $3 Canadian to connect, return, call, collect. What's that all about?
I saw that, Chris. Awesome catch. Well done.
How you doing, Brucey? Nice to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, Bruce.
It's just the real Bruce.
Are you doing well, Bruce?
Good.
You doing okay, buddy? How's your week gone, mate? I'm not seeing a lot of you.
Let's see here. I got to figure this out. I'm using the old laptop. You can see it's like watching you.
It's like watching you. What do you mean? What's
there we go.
What's going on?
Did we just pass wind?
What's going on? You all right, Bruce?
Raises like that usually past wind.
I normally do a left cheek or right cheek sneak, to be honest, if it's me.
Yeah,
how you going, then, Bruce?
Belly.
I wonder why you kept going like that, Mick.
To be fair, it's this tractor seat. It's very comfortable, but I might just get a cushion for it. Because when you're doing a 3-hour live stream, it does tend to leave a bit of a numb bum syndrome going on.
Get a car seat, adjustable seat belt.
Well, this is my my tool seat for whizzing around on the old on the old bench, and yeah, it's comfy, but it could do good with a cushion on it.
I wish I hadn't got out of a Range Rover though, because I didn't realise the floor height difference. They're completely different height, the legs. On the bottom.
On what? What's that on?
This is a Freelander. This car, this seat here. But they've got in the footwell, they've got like a lower frame, and then it goes over the gearbox thing into a bigger frame. Yeah. So I had to build it up about that much on one side and about that much on the other.
Yeah, that's the way.
It's comfy though.
Bruce has got a bar stool made out of about the 1940s. Bruce, didn't you?
I do.
I've seen yours. Yours has got like
it's my magic chair.
Of ply on it. Sheet of ply on it. And, it comes with a seat belt. You got a seat belt as well.
Yeah, it was originally a workbench chair. You know, like for the high workbench. And
on the side to adjust it.
I use it for everything but sitting on it now.
I noticed you tend just to drag it around the workshop. That's what I.
The scariest was the 5-gallon pail of oil on top of that while I was.
Yeah. I've not seen you sit on it, but I'm not seen you sit on it for about 3 months. But you do tend to just drag it around the workshop with you.
Yeah, I put stuff on it. It's got wheels.
26 stone. Our breaking normal office chairs. So that's why I built this one.
16 stone.
I was 26.
26. Were you really? Yeah. That's a lump. That's a lump in it. I'm 20 stone now. I've lost 9.5 pound.
I'm 2 pound off being 16 stone.
Fantastic.
All I got here is I'm 9 pounds up.
What, 9 above 16?
I don't know what a stone is.
I was 365 pound. I've lost 140 pound.
Congratulations.
14 pound to a stone, Bruce.
Okay.
So what have you been, Bruce? You've been working on much? I've not seen a lot of you.
Well, I'm doing that 14 horsepower. What do you call it? The snowblower. And I got that. I got it running, but it's still not happy. So I'm going to do another one on Tuesday on that.
I'll show some respect. I'll turn it that way.
What's it doing?
Well, it's running pretty good now, but it's been neglected. So I had that leaky carburetor, and it would only run on choke, typical gummed up, And then I got it running good, but it would still drip a tiny, tiny bit from the needle and seat. And it was finally the seal on the Nicky carburetor. You know those ones that with the round, they have the round seal, looks like a circuit board. And and it was actually the little tiny washer inside the needle and seat.
Okay. Do you know what? To this day, in all the years I've been repairing small engines, I've never once had a issue with a leaky seat or a non-sealing seat. I've never had to replace a seat off a needle. Never once.
Well, once I got it all put back together, I you know how I never get rid of anything until the next day.
Yep.
And I'd go out in the morning and I'd put a liter of gas in it. I'd go out in the next morning and gas is gone. So I'd take it apart, do it, work on it, put it back together again. Next morning, gas is gone. It was not enough to see it leak.
Yes.
Because gas evaporates so quickly. And I finally found it. It was just a little 2-cent O-ring that goes in the seat area.
Yeah. Well, that does happen. I actually had one very similar to this one that's on the bench today. I got a nice little Honda RH173 plastic deck. I had one come in last year with a roller on the back, which is nice. And that one, hi Buford. That one, it was fine. I got it all running, and all it was in the end, it needed a gasket on the carburetor going to the engine. That's what it needed. It didn't have one.
Right.
But same problem. I fill it up with juice, put about half a tank in it, get it running, run sweet, and next day come out, nothing in the tank.
Right.
And obviously, and it wasn't. It was literally vaporizing as it came out of the back of a carburetor, so you could never do it. So what I did in the end, some of these carburetors, they have like a cardboard heat shield, don't they?
Yeah.
So I took that off and then put it back together, and I could see it clearly coming down the side of a bowl. That's what gave me the hint to put a gasket on. So I applied for a Honda gasket set, and they gave me 5. Hi, Mower Man, how you doing? They gave me 5. Yeah, Mower Man's in here. He's not having a good day. We'll get to that in a minute. So they give me 5 gaskets. Not one of those gaskets fitted, which is fantastic. So I had to do a bit of a bodge, and I made one fit with a pair of scissors, a Stanley knife, and a couple of punches. I made it fit. And to this day, it's still running. It's coming back in next month for a service, and the bloke's super happy with it. So I'm not taking the Mickey Mower Man. It happens to us all, buddy Boyd. I can assure you, it happens to us all. But 40 quid for a mower is a big hit. Mower Man bought a mower the other day, Bruce, and he has released a video, so feel free to watch it. But he thought it had no compression on it, and it was a little bit more than no compression. He had a few loose bits in the bottom of the pan. That's all I'm saying. So it happens. It happens. But me personally, I would have probably gone for the fix. I would have sanded back the crankshaft where the piston arm sits. I would have sanded that back with some very fine cloth. And reattached another piston rod to that and give it another go. The cylinder didn't look too bad from the photographs he sent me. Could have probably honed it out and put some more rings in. But it's what it is. He said he's over it now. It's what it is. I mean, sometimes we just take a hit, don't you? That's the problem when you're buying secondhand stuff, or you get secondhand stuff in. You don't know who's been in there. You don't know how they've run it or nothing. And I've got an engine at the moment. I think it is this one. I can't get it to fire at the moment, but the pull cord is knackered. It won't. The little tiny ears won't come out of the pull cord. I can get it to do it by hand, but under centrifugal force, it won't chuck the ears out. So,
take the plug out and turn it with a drill so that it won't fire. And, and then see if there's a spark there. Those Honda coils, I've had terrible luck with the Honda coils in the last few years.
But I'm not going to give up on it. It's got a GX100 engine on it, and I do have a spare GX100 engine. So if all else fails, the engine will be coming off, and I'll be putting a new engine on.
Does that case have a PX on it, written on the back in black lettering?
Hunting stuff for J&J. Hey Mick, no clue why I was putting time out, but you have a happy trigger freak blonde mod, or it was in the dog later.
Well, it's clearly not listening. Maximum of 2 emojis, and when you start putting 3 emojis in the chat, then it's as simple as that. So if you don't like it, don't come here. Simple as that, isn't it?
Okay. I'm assuming we say a trigger happy blonde.
I never done
mod.
No, it's me. I've done it.
Oh, you're not blonde. You're grey.
Well, I ain't got anything. So, but the rules of the chat and the stream: 2 emojis and no swearing or insulting.
Yeah,
so
that'd be the rules. Yeah. So if you keep your emojis down, I mean, I was chatting, so I didn't even see the chat. But that's why the moderators are there. So yeah, no more than 2 emojis, and we're good to go. And no capital letters. I don't like cap locks either, because YouTube is a spam. So as long as you all play by that sort of stuff, we'll all get along fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully I can get that to run. I have looked on local selling sites, and they want, for that pull cord assembly housing, they want 50 quid.
Yeah. Nearly.
Which is a bit much.
You don't have one in the boneyard, eh?
Nah. I'm going to take some measurements, because I'm guessing another Honda recall should fit it if I can get the dimensions right. I've come across this issue before, and I have a sneaky feeling I may have something up in the other store that may fit it. But I've only put it on the bench today. So we'll see how we're getting on with that.
Can I ask you about my petrol lawnmower? It's something blowing the chuck key. Is that the bit that turns the blade?
Blowing the chuck key or a timing key?
Oh, the little tiny little, like it looks like quarter
key
of a coin that were in the drive shaft that turns the blade around.
The crankshaft, yeah.
Yeah, it's blown that.
So when you pull it, does it bite your hand off?
He just flicks back right quick.
Yeah. Okay. So what you've done is you've hit something. Which has done with timing. Now there is two keyways. There's one at the top, one at the bottom.
It's a Mountfield emblem. It's an old one.
It doesn't matter how old they are. They're all the same. Just take the pull cord assembly off, and then you'll be left with the flywheel. The flywheel will have a little tiny cup with a bolt inside it.
I've took that bit off already.
Yeah, undo that, and then if you take the flywheel off.
Is that the bit with the magnets on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you take the flywheel off, and then you're just left with a shaft and a broken key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just haven't been able to find one online.
Okay. If you email me a photograph of the key and of a lawnmower, I'll source one for you and show you where it is. I may even have some here to fit it. I got a selection box of lots.
It was my granddad, you see, and I just couldn't. When I cleared his shed out, I couldn't bring myself to chuck it out. I got it running.
Watch that finger.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It'll do it again.
So yeah, if you just
hopefully not that really.
So what engine's on it? Do you know?
It just says Mountfield emblem.
Yeah, Mountfield is not the engine. So it'd be a Honda. It'd be a Chinese Honda. It could be a Briggs and Stratton. It could be
22-year-old.
Tecumseh. if it's a Tecumseh,
22-year-old. It said it on the sticker.
Was the keyway like a half moon?
Yeah.
There wasn't a Tecumseh then, because Tecumseh got that silly little L-shaped one, didn't they, Bruce?
Yeah.
No, this like a little curved.
Yeah. So hang on. Keyways. Oh, I've got a big box from down here. Down
over here, that could be a Kohler or anything.
Yeah. So these
it stays running all the time. I can go do front lawn, then just wheel it around back, do back lawn. It's still running, and it's good. It's good
like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got a box of plethora of keyways, different sizes, shapes, and what have you. If you just
I'll take some photos of it to show you.
Yeah, take some photographs of your engine. It sounds like it's an SV150 or a Honda wannabe. That's what it sounds like. Because over here in the UK, the Tecumsehs have a silly L-shaped one.
I actually followed the Musty One video and I actually stripped the carb and cleaned it all and that. And
Greater. You got people over here which you could use.
I didn't know you then. I didn't know you then when I first tinkered with it.
I've been doing it about 11 years.
He's too popular anyway.
He has answered me before.
So yeah, I would say it's SV or RV150. That's what it sounds like. It could even be an old Quantum, actually. Could be a Quantum, because they do have the half moons too. It was only the 3.5 classics that came out with these little tiny rectangular.
Red and black avenue, meaning.
Red and black. What, the engine?
The engine, all the casing and that is red, and then the engine itself is black.
That's Tecumseh. I would say Tecumseh. If it's red and silver, I would say it's SV150.
And then the handle part with the accelerator and all that, the brake, and I don't know what you call them.
Yeah. On the side of the engine, has it got an air filter? A big black box.
Got an air filter, and then the tank on the back's a black box.
Has it got like a square air box like that on the side of it?
Yeah, a rectangular shape with like a curved bit on the end of it.
Oh.
So it's like coming out of the engine and then round.
A curve coming out. Oh, that could be Tecumseh. Send me a photograph.
The speed accelerator's got like a little turtle on it, and it just says 1, 2, and 3.
I think it's the old phone Tecumseh.
I think it could be a Tecumseh by the sounds of it. It could be a Tecumseh. Either way, send me a photograph of it, mate, and you got my email address and or whatever, and bust it over to me, and I'll tell you what it is. and we'll go from there. No problemo. We'll sort that.
Don't ask me. It would cost $800 to ship
it. to be fair, if it is the Tecumseh, I'll pass it over to Bruce anyway because I hate Tecumsehs. G'day, guys. Back to the overtime work. Take care, everyone. All right, David Young. Nice to see you, buddy boy. Hope you're doing well.
Be safe.
Thanks for popping. He's over in Las Vegas.
Oh.
Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah. Polar Bear Ed's in the house. Just trying to catch up with a chat where I can. Merman says, I love Tecumsehs. I take it that's you, Merman, and not me. He doesn't. Bruce. If you,
what was that?
Watch,
is there any SpongeBob SquareBellies in tonight?
My daughter's just asked if her old laptop still works.
Look at that little. Oh, look at that little.
I don't need poking with a stick. You know that. I'm up for it.
A Chucky Shuffle.
I ain't doing the Chucky Shuffle. And IKEA, I've got. If it's IKEA, which is I think that's German, aren't they? Bruce, I don't know if you'll know the German ones, weren't they called Alicia Mowers?
I don't know.
Yeah,
we don't have.
I think they were called Alicia, possibly. I might be wrong. Which I think that is the offshoot of those mowers that you had, Mower Man. The problem you've got is not a very well-known make over here, so you're going to struggle to get the spares in this country to sell, which would be a bit of an issue for you. But you'll sort it. Hunting the stuff with J&J. You've given me more emojis now. You are now blocked, my friend. You can go. Thank you very much. You're not listening. That's the end of that. I told you before, you don't take the piss on my stream. Away you go. You're gone. So, hopefully, we'll get the keyway sorted for you then, John, and we'll see how we get on. I'm going to put the link out in case anyone else wants to come on up. As I keep saying, we know the rules. No more than 2 emojis, no capital letters, no foul language.
And respect the host at all times.
You get told once, you get told twice, you're gone. Simple as that. When you want to come back and send me an email and apologise, you can do that. You can come back and get unblocked. Until then, you'll stay blocked. That's what it is. I don't know people take this out on my channel. How you doing, Chris Hale? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Monica, how are you doing, sweetheart? And Rob Lucky's in the house also. Someone coming down here. Who's this? Got 2 here. Who's that there? We got Lucky Sevens in the house. How you doing, Lucky? And we got Lordy and Matt in the house too.
I want to take this second, Mick. I just shared your video here on my Facebook page.
Say again, buddy.
I just shared your live broadcast on Facebook.
Cool. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Who let Cheesy Face up?
Hey?
Who let Cheesy Face up?
Who in?
Yeah, our granddad.
Oh, Ian can't hear us. You can't hear us, Ian?
Of course he can.
Look at the face. Look at his face. Look at his face. Yeah. Look, it's not smiling now. Oh, there you go. Yeah, all of a sudden.
I had it
How you doing, mate? Nice to see you.
I had it unmuted.
You had it unmuted? That might have something to do with it.
Yes, buddy. Bruce, looking at Johnny and yourselves.
Yo.
Yeah, nice to see you, Ian, boy. I can see you down there, Sparky boy. When there's a bit of room, mate, I rotate. No worries.
You can pop me out for a few minutes if you want.
What are you doing, Johnny?
You can put me down in the system if you like to, Mick, anytime.
My daughter's asking for a laptop still works. It's a bit intermittent, but I'm just going to see if I can get it on now.
I'll drop you down for a second, mate. Give us a wave when I come back up. I'll do a rotation with you and Sparks.
That's fine.
No problem.
All right.
I'll be in chat anyway.
Yeah. Right, mate. I'll drop you down. You can go down. And you can come up.
So I promised to watch a film with my daughter later.
Oh.
You done what?
Are you watching the Titanic?
What are you doing?
I'm watching a film with my daughter later.
So that's another excuse. You're going to bail out on my live stream as well as you bailed out on Stubby's last night.
That was superb last night. Oh, can I have a look at that dog again?
So anyway,
afternoon, evening, you lot, whatever you want to call it.
Yo, Tech.
Oh, hello.
I seem to remember when you were running your live streams on a Friday night. They used to be all night long, and everyone was there and getting smashed and all the rest of it, and they used to rock and roll. And now all of a sudden, now you're sort of retired, semi-retired. Semi-retired. Now you're in bed by 9, cocoa by 9:30, and sleep by 9:45. What's that all about?
Newfound thing in life.
Cool.
Isn't that normal?
Oh my lord, who let him up? It's not. I can see you down there, mate. I can see you. You just have to wait your turn, my sweetheart. We've got a bit of a queue going on tonight.
No, Mick, just rotate, mate. Drop me out. It's not a problem.
No. Oh, hello, I dropped you in now. Sorry, that was a mistake. That was slip of the finger. That was slip of the finger. That was.
Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do.
It was. So what have you found then?
I've stopped YouTube ruling my life. That's what I've done.
Was it really ruling your life then?
Yeah, it was waking up in the morning straight on YouTube for breakfast.
Just doing it.
That's normal.
Yeah,
that's normal.
And YouTube at tea time, and YouTube with the iPad, and in here every night, Friday, Saturday night, Sunday night, getting drunk in here again, nothing done. It just had to end.
Well, it seems to be a bit of a phase on your side of the community, because you had you Dizzy. He's also now stopped doing streams from what I'm seeing. Did I hear right? Hazy Days is stopping after he gets to 100. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it looks like your little clique group, so to speak, fan base, whatever it is, are all taking a bit of a backseat.
The only thing I could think of is because I've stopped going on, and the ratings have plummeted and
over the entire thing.
the way it's going, Ian, you want to put a garage door in your shed to get your head out there soon. The way it's going,
I'm doing all right. It's no longer. I don't know. It's no longer the big thing it used to be.
How far are you away from 8K, Ian? Just how far?
7.
Oh, right. Okay. You're not watching then?
No.
No.
I was 9 earlier.
Yeah, me and Snobby both unsubscribed earlier on. We're still getting too close. We unsubscribed.
All right. I was thinking of making 7 additional accounts myself.
Thanks for coming in, mate. Much appreciated. Thanks for popping in. I did see
Hello, Zippo.
Yo, Breezy's back. Hello, Breezy.
I can't stop smiling, Dusty. They're all chatting away. Rumpelstiltskin's in the house. How you doing, Rumpelstiltskin? Hope you're doing well. If anyone's got any photographs of any toolboxes they want to send me, please feel free to send your toolbox photographs in. I do accept those, especially as we have Bruce Pinder in the house. He will fully appreciate that, which is good. I've got somebody down in the basement. In fact, I've got 2 down in the basement. If anyone else wants to rotate.
Yeah, don't mind.
Mike, take a nosedive. I'll leave you down the basement, mate. If you want to come back, give me a shout. All right.
Yeah, put me down there, bud.
Right. Right. If you want to get on this stream, you got to put both your right arm up and do this with your right arm.
Is it?
He's got a bad shoulder.
I know he has. There he is.
Hey.
Hello, Zippo.
Oh, he done it very well.
Not enough morphine. Not enough morphine today.
Oh, look at him. He needs a teddy bear and a big cuddle.
Oh.
Howdy, gang.
How you doing, Zip? Chris Hale says, Mick, that mower that went on fire yesterday, he sold on eBay for £50. What's that all about?
And hello, Tina.
So Chris Hale got a lawnmower. He emailed me earlier to say he got a lawnmower and it caught fire for some reason. And he managed to put the fire out and he's managed to sell it for £50. That's I'm not a bad learner of that. I think he did quite well.
No, it's not.
Not in one day.
I might set fire to all of my mowers if that's the way it goes.
Howdy to Ian, Tech, Snobby, Mick, and my good friend Bruce.
Oh, so is that how it works? We get a Snobby, Tech, Ian, and Mick, and my good friend Bruce.
Bruce, well, you got to figure. Bruce and I go back.
Yeah, I wasn't really listening in the first place. I was saying my good friend Bruce.
Well, how many years do we go back, Bruce? We were trying to figure that out.
I don't know.
6, 7.
More, I think. 7 or 8.
More?
7 to 8.
7 to 8. Yeah, 7 to 8 years. Yeah,
78 years. Time. It's a long time. 78 years.
7 or 8 years, you donut.
And we've never actually met.
Right. This is the closest we've come to meeting. Is right here.
Well, Zip, I have offered, whilst you're away having your operation done, I have offered to come down and house it as long as you give me the keys to your workshop. I've offered to come down and look after the place for you. You just want to hand them keys over, baby.
I know how you would look over it. I would go out there and just go absolutely out of my mind and tear out all the work that would have just been done in a fit of rage because my tools would be willy-nilly all over everywhere.
You see, you've got me all wrong, ain't you? You've got me all wrong. I don't know where it is you're getting all this information from, Zip, but I'd be in your drawer trying to find your toolbox wax, and I'll be sitting there, I'll be cleaning your toolboxes up, making it all nice and clean. Do you know what I did today?
Oh, it's easy to find. The spray detailer is there. There's bottles of it all over everywhere. You look, and there's a bottle of spray detailer. Snobby.
What's Snobby got? Let's have a little look here. What's Snobby got? Let's have a little look.
That's bad. That's bad.
Oh, look at those chisels.
Oh, that's rough, and it's all rusty too. That's bad.
So today I was working on a Hater Musfit lawnmower, and the drive wasn't working, so I diagnosed it. Literally just a belt would come off, which was cool, but the belt would come off because there was so much grass up inside the pulley, and the belt slipped off,
Yeah.
So I was digging all this grass out, and
it's broccoli.
Oh yeah, broccoli. Yeah, tons of stuff coming out, and it was all going in my socket set. Literally, I couldn't close the lid of my socket set up because it had so much grass in it.
Well, you did take the grass out of the socket set when you were finished.
No, it's still in there now. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll get the air brush. I'll get the old the air compressor on it. It's no biggie. So how are you doing then, Zip? I know you're not very well. I know you're on countdown for your operation. It's in 3 days, is it?
3 days.
Yeah.
3 days on Tuesday.
So are you just walking around the shop just looking at stuff to do and can't do anything? Yeah?
Well, I went out to the shop yesterday to get the shop ready to change Miss Zippo's, and she'll wave here for you. There you go. To change Miss Zippo's oil, and I discovered a oil leak from the oil filter on XXX. So I moved XXX over to where I could get in and get the oil leak from the oil filter taken care of, and promptly slipped in the oil. And when I did, I worse than ouch. I could only catch myself with my right arm, and so it just sent me over the right. Closed everything up, locked the shop up, came in the house, and waited for Miss Zippo to get off work. And she's been babying me, and I've had the heat and pad on, and using icy hot on my shoulder, and medicating and everything else. But that's enough about me.
Okay, fair enough. I mean,
Bruce is Miss. I'm sorry, Bruce is Mrs. P within earshot.
I think she's just reading over there in the bedroom over there. Yeah, she's here.
So
hi, Mrs. P.
Oh, I got the earphones on.
So we have two Mrs. P's then. You got Mrs. P over in Canada and Mrs. P over here.
That's right.
Yep, you got two Mrs. P's. What you eating there, Ian?
Oh,
cheese.
Blue cheese. Yeah.
Yikes.
For those of you that don't know or ask a question, who hasn't seen a lot of JJ motors, mowers, and machines recently? I know the reason why. To say the least, JJ is currently sitting on the nest. He's got himself a new bird called Abby, who is sat here with watching the live stream as we speak. Hi, Abby. So everyone say hi, Abby. How you doing?
Hello, Abby.
That's Jay's new bird, and that's why we're not going to see a lot of him, because he's picked his new girlfriend over us, which I think is disgusting. So I think what we could do is try and get Jay up on the panel with his new bird, and tell him what we think about that. I think that could be quite a good thing. What do you think, Jay? Is that a good idea? You up for that, or not? You're going to sit there with your bottle of wine and your rose and what have you? That's where he's gone. Suds over Spill. How you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. Hope you're doing well. So, what do you think then is going to be the reason why this pull cord is not coming out then, Bruce and Zip? I've got for you. I've got yeah, but they're not coming out centrifugally. So I put
it's a missing spring inside the rewind.
The dogs aren't coming out.
Yeah, the dogs aren't coming out. Missing spring.
It's only one dog. But I've looked at other models that are on sale, and they also don't have a spring on them.
Must be a Tecumseh.
No, I wouldn't. You know me. I wouldn't allow Tecumseh in my shed.
Yeah, have you had the dogs out? Have you had the dog out?
I've had a dog out, and I've cleaned it, and I've sprayed it, and I've done everything to it that I can do.
Well, when I had that great big problem over my dogs, right? It's one of, how can I put it? It had been a stamped out dog. One side was perfectly smooth, and the other side was slightly domed because it had been stamped out. And I did it the wrong way, and it just had enough friction to stop it coming out.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take it off and I'll show you. That'd be easiest. That'll give us something to look at, won't it? So you guys chat amongst yourselves. I'll move my table a bit closer so I can see in chat, and I'll take it off and have a look at it.
Running around.
What you got, Sparky? Oh, he's got some pretties. Yes, sir.
Oh, I'll see how he does that when Mick disappears.
Adapters.
What's that? What's he got there?
Look.
Oh, hang on. Let me blow him up. Hang on. Where are you? You're down there. Oh no, wrong button.
That's the way. I
can't have that. No, I can't have that.
Yeah, a good friend of mine gave me him for my birthday. So yeah.
When was your birthday?
Well, what day was your birthday?
It's the 29th. My birthday's 29th. So he just sent me him across the week. So
day after my surgery. So
he sent me a lot of tools and some bits and pieces over. So some nice organised tools in a box. Lovely tools.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Come on, Mick, come on. This was my granddad's.
Blimey.
What's that?
It's one of them that he's just been showing, an adapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not in a nice presentation box like Sparky's, is it?
No, but that was my granddad's. That is 60-year-old.
Yeah. It's
like a breaker bar.
That's a good one that you could also just stick a screwdriver in if you're in tight quarters with the hole going through it.
It's missing a bit. It's missing the bar bit.
Then he got me this as well. He got me a Stanley screwdriver, but he got me an organizer to go with it, so I could put it on the wall.
Got you a what?
Fantastic. Yep.
What did he get you as well?
Drop me out, will you?
What is that?
That's a reversible ratcheting driver, isn't it?
No, the other thing. What's the other thing he had?
It's that. It's a stand.
What is it? What is it?
It's a stand.
What, like an organizer? Like an organizer? No, far too tiny. Can't have that in my stream. Here we go.
It's an organizer.
There he is. There he is. Love is in the air.
Where is she then?
Where is she, big boy? Stick her on. Where is she?
Hang on.
Let's have
Sit down.
Hey. Oh, she is.
Me.
Hello, Abby.
There she is. Look. 10 out of 10. Yeah.
I've got to say it, you know what I mean? Say it. I'd give all time screaming for that lady.
I'll tell you something. He's had his haircut, isn't he? Look, he's had his haircut. Look, I'll put a bit of gel in there. Look, look at him.
Not gel in it.
Got that smile that just won't stop going on too.
I think he's blushing.
He look at the smile. He's got like a Cheshire cat, and look at him. He's like, oh, John Travolta. Look at him. Like,
well, I'll tell you what. After being single for 20 years, and then Miss Zippo coming, I knew her for 14 years before we started dating. But when we started dating, that's been me. It's been smiles ear to ear ever since. So congratulations, JJ. I wish the best for you and Abby.
Cheers, man.
Just don't forget us YouTube family and friends when it comes to the wedding, mate, because I love a front take.
I won't. You lot are first on the invite list.
Bloody right. I'll look the best man myself. I love a good speech. I'll stitch you right up.
Oh yeah, I know you would.
Hey, and that means
everything's spicy. Holy bleep! Look at that motley crew on the panel.
You can pay postage for your sticker. You're not bringing it to a wedding. You can pay postage.
I can drop a sticker up at your wedding, mate.
No, you can pay postage. You tight sod.
Yeah, come on.
Anyway, I'll let you get on, Jason. You don't have a row on your first date.
Cheers.
Have a good one, mate. And I would say don't forget to put your feet up, but I'll leave it where it is. Have a good one, mate. I'll talk to you soon.
See you later.
Cheers, Joe.
That's a brave man. That's a brave man.
Welcome back, Sparky.
I just see a super chat sneak in there. Have I got a super chat coming?
Yeah, the V8 man, awesome guy.
V8 man, look at that. £2. Thank you very much. I'll put that towards Riley's little Kinder Egg surprise fund.
Mate, I'm just going to do some things on the computer so you can drop me down if you want. Is anybody else?
At the moment, I have no one pushing to get on. I'll drop the link out. If it does happen, I'll drop you down and give me a wave when you want to come back up. Not a problem, mate. That's fine. How you doing, Ken? Nice to see you, buddy.
I'll put you that way, then you can still see me.
All right, mate.
Got to work. We can watch your work. We do that with Mike all the time. So, real quick to Bruce. Got your email and
cool. Yeah,
that's pretty neat.
And I got this thing because the keyboard quit on my laptop.
Is it wireless or wired?
It's wired.
Wired.
I'm old school.
Old school. Yeah.
When you type on it, does it sound like 100 elephants going across the African plains?
Yes, that would be this one that sounds like 100 elephants chasing across it right there.
Yeah.
That's my mechanical keyboard. Makes a bunch of racket.
Yeah. Exactly that. Polar Bear Ed's disappeared out. Thank you, Ed. Thanks for coming in, buddy boy. Much appreciated. Thanks for coming in and seeing me. I do really appreciate it.
I got one of them melted ones. Like that.
That's the same. Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you think it is, but there's a big gap in the middle there, so it's a bit awkward. You got to go from one side to the. You're supposed to do it two-handed.
Yeah, you have to get used to it.
Not one finger.
No, I'm two fingers, mate.
4 or 6.
So here's a pull cord in question. Let me bring you down here a bit and let me just blow it up a touch, just so you can see you can get a drift of. That's okay, pal. I'm sorry that I've not been on. No, it's not a problem with that, man. You come and go as you choose, mate. It's not a necessity. You have to do it. This is a free. I'm going to delete Bruce Pinder. He is not understanding me very well, apparently, says Bradley. Well, he's Canadian. Give the man a break. So, here is the pull cord in question. It's quite an oldish one, you can see. It's a metal cast. And the dog is around this side here. Let me try and get a better view. So the dog is there. There's a dog.
Yeah.
Okay. So, technically, as you pull that, centrifugal forces should allow that to lock,
Yeah.
but it's not having it. And I've tried loosening this right off to a state where I don't do it any looser. Otherwise, it's just going to come apart when I fit it.
And it doesn't matter how quick you pull the cord to get it to catch, it still won't catch.
That doesn't matter one iota. So if I push it in, you reckon that should. It does if you tug it. If you sort of take the slack up like that, it'll come out. But when you're just pulling it normally, no, not having it.
Well, that's very similar to
I would say that it's not the dog that has the issue. I would say that it's between the plate that holds your cord and that surface there might have a booger on it that's keeping it from.
Well, I had the exact same problem with that, and I had to turn the dog upside down.
Yeah, you can't with this one, unfortunately.
Right.
What I may do,
I would say too much grease. I would clean all of it off.
Yeah, I've had it stripped down zip with just carb cleaner and nothing else, and I've tried different variants of grease, and this was where I left it with plenty of grease. So I know what you're saying. It could be a bit sticky, but I have tried it on different style of grease applications. What I may do is I may run my Dremel along the inside of that cap.
Well, there's the spring.
Yeah, there's a big spring, and I've got a little bit of impact damage on this part here. Now, this is a bit that actually catches the dog. See that silver spot?
Yeah.
Just there. Just there. Yeah.
Right.
So, but it's not even getting to that. So I may put that in some kind of cleaner and then run it with my Dremel tool to try and get rid of some of this rougher surface. That may be impeding on the plastic piece.
Right.
So I'll try that. But it's just not chucking it out as well as what I would like. So any suggestions, much appreciated.
Is it just the fact that it's been used and just literally worn away to the point it won't work anymore?
I think it is quite high mileage. I think you're right, Snob. I think it is quite high mileage. But this is very, very similar to a standard Honda pull cord assembly. But I need to make sure the holes line up. So I may be able to get away with it as long as I can get one that fits that style of head. If I can get one that fits, then I'm on to a winner. But at the moment, I'm a little bit stuck.
I think the new ones are a little wider than that.
Yes, I think you're right. However, I did see a photograph of one of his lawnmowers on eBay with a different pull cord assembly on it. So a bit more investigation. The prongs up on here are fine. They're not worn at all, any way, shape, or form. But I think if I can just tidy that inside up, that may run a bit better against that plastic shaft.
It's not missing a thrust washer, eh?
No, it's not. I know what you're saying. Do you know what? I could put a thrust washer in there, Bruce. Yeah. There's nothing saying somebody's been in here.
Someone's been in there.
I may put a thrust washer in there. What you mean underneath under the bolt head? You mean, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I may put a washer in there and see if that makes any difference.
A half inch, like a half-inch one over the whole thing.
Yeah, just a little spring washer, just enough so that you don't have as much contact area, so it'll be more apt to slip.
Well, I might have some here. Let me whilst you're yakking, I might have some in my old box of bits. I got a big box here that says Tecumseh, which has got nothing in it, so I just put washers in it. So I got some spring washers in here, so I can do that.
Bruce wouldn't work on so many Tecumsehs if he wasn't in Tecumseh country.
Yeah, I know. Yes, Monica, you did see Suds. Yeah, they were in here earlier. Suds was in here.
I do have a lovely collection of carburetors.
Say again, Bruce.
I do have a lovely collection of carburetors.
I've seen that collection.
Yeah, I saw your box full of carburetors in one of your recent videos.
You can also keep them as well, Bruce. I don't want them. to be fair, it wouldn't be worth posting anyway, Bruce. I'd only forward it onto Snobby for him to melt down and turn into something else.
Yeah, I can do that.
The aluminium.
Oh, well done, you two. Well done. You're coming over to our side now at long last.
Aluminium.
We live out in the frontier, you know.
So if I put...
Hey, Bruce, what time is it there now? 10 a.m.?
It is 1:10 p.m.
1:10 p.m. We are only 1 hour different right now.
right now.
Tomorrow, pending how I feel, Ms. Zippo and I are going to go live here on StreamYard, and it'd be awesome if you would join.
Is that StreamYard new for you?
Yeah, it'll be a new thing. I've not done a StreamYard live stream yet, but I have been practicing with it. Howdy, V8 man. Howdy, Kens.
Well, when you say you've been practicing, Zip, you were practicing beforehand just with normal live.
Yeah.
I did see a
Just
collection
regular,
of live
yeah.
streams.
Yeah.
I saw a collection of live streams, probably about 35 saying no audio.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun there.
As you guys know, I have not ventured into live stream yet because I'm shy, introverted, and overly self-conscious.
No, you're not.
It's totally different when you're by yourself in your realm and talking to the camera, but you don't have the immediate feedback.
That's right.
It's a totally different. It's just like being on live TV, so it is different. Yeah.
I could not do the speech to the bride at my niece's wedding. I couldn't do it.
Oh.
Too shy.
That spring's made it worse, Bruce.
Okay.
What, even tighter?
Yeah, it's just like there's just not enough throw on it.
Is it
I'm
possible
wind it
that
down
the
really
spring...
tight? See if that makes. I don't like putting it down too tight, but
Right. Well, you'll know right away.
Is it possible that the recoil spring itself needs to be a little tighter?
I've done that. I took another 2 turns on it because that was my first concern. So I've done that really tight, and that don't move at all now. That's fixed. So that ain't going nowhere. So ain't that.
Took up the slack.
Okay.
It might be one of them happy medium ones.
Paul Milson just came in and asked, "How's the rib, Mick?"
Yeah, it's doing good actually. It's better than what it was. I did fall over the other day at work, which was quite painful. But yeah, I'm definitely on the mend. I just wish this tonsillitis would bugger off. But I'm on antibiotics for that in a minute.
You could use a spare rib.
Spare rib.
Spare rib, yeah. I love spare rib.
Somebody mentioned spare ribs.
Yeah, there you go.
Somebody mentioned spare ribs. Yeah, we're talking about Mick needs a spare rib.
Right.
From popping his the other day.
Sparky, I don't know whether you see the comment that Tim left there. He was having trouble to.
I've done it already. Sorted.
Oh, you've done it. All right.
Thanks, mate. Thank you for pointing out to me. I'm just a bit crazy at the moment.
You're always
a bit crazy.
Yeah, always.
I've had a busy day, so yeah.
I tell you what, it would be nice if that just stayed out, but it ain't.
They don't offer a rebuild kit for those.
UK Scrapper, good to see you.
No.
UK Scrapper.
No. And the
V8 man.
hi Gaffer. And the annoying thing is with it, Zip, is that a new one of these, well, not a new one, a working one is about £50.
Blimey.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, no.
Yeah, Zippo, this is why I got that screwdriver for, is because of that. So you can go onto me middle of my shelf. So I can then get a screwdriver off quickly then. So yeah, grab a screwdriver now off my desk. It's organised.
Oh, you screwed it. Oh, you just, that's why you were hiding for a minute? You were screwing it on there?
No, I had to go up to go and get it sorted with the missus, but no, I'd get some more screws out the cupboard.
You're such a talk tart, Sparky.
Yeah, that's nice.
Howdy to all the new arrivals over there in the chat.
Yes.
I don't know. It's just something not quite right with that. It's just something not quite there.
Yeah, it's called old age.
It should, yeah, it should. But it should.
How old
Should
is
come,
that
I mean,
mower?
it's relatively free.
Yeah, how old
Hey?
is the mower? How old do you reckon he is? 25 years old?
Oh yeah, getting on. But even so, that should still
Yeah, it should just.
still do it.
I'm going to be out for a bit. Take it easy for 2 minutes. I've got to do something.
All right, babe.
So how long do these cylinder heads?
Huh?
How long do these cylinder heads last on these mowers?
Well, I mean, if we're talking older style engines, you're still getting them from 1950s, 1940s, no problem at all, and they're still running absolutely like the day they were first manufactured. But that's the truth of it.
I see so many in the yards which are only 3-year-old.
How many? How old?
Three, not so old. 3-year-old, 4-year-old.
Well, the newer ones are. Unfortunately, I think it's happening all over. We're turning from building quality to wanting people to use them for a couple years and pitch them and go buy a new one. So the quality's not there. I've got engines from the 1930s that run like a top.
Do you
not
think it's something to do with the petrol that they're using these days? Well, over here anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Bruce can attest to that too. The
being burned out rather than warm.
It's the ethanol being in them. Hi, Ken.
Hey, Seppo, Bruce, everybody. Good afternoon. Hey, Bruce, it comes to question, if I may.
Go ahead.
Oh, do we have to start swearing straight away?
I know your affinity to Tecumseh, Mick. That's why I said, let me talk about it. Anyway, Bruce, a guy brought me an Aaron's thrower with a Tecumseh and a 5-horse, and he tried playing with the governor, which of course is taboo to people who don't know about small engines. And he must have played with it to a point where he ended up wiring it up like kids do with mini bikes, just so they can get high RPM and have some fun.
Just wired it straight.
Where the shaft comes out, you have the governor link, that little L-shaped piece thing, and it's got to fit onto it. It's got to stick out about a ½ inch, so you can get the thing on there. It's only sticking out about a ½ inch. Okay, like the L-shaped internal arm is hung up internally on either the flyweights or the gear. I tried pulling it out. I can't pull it out, so I'm going to have to end up taking the front face off the engine just to see what's going on.
Can you grab it with a pair of needles?
I tried pulling it.
Pushing it in
left, right.
Try pushing it in a little bit.
I tried pushing it through. It almost fell in. I had to pull it out with a magnet. I got it out, but just like I said, it only comes out about a quarter. And it's got to be about a ½ inch to protrude through the square hole to make sure it's fully locked.
Right, and then you set them hard. Then you set them hard right or hard left once you get them set.
Yeah,
it's falling out of the cam sprocket. It's falling out of the cam gear that drives it.
Dirty dog, literally.
You have to pull the side cover.
Yeah, they talk about Tecumseh starters. It was funny. I was working on a blower yesterday, and we've only had 3 inches of snow in like a month. But anyway, I'm working on a blower, and it's amazing what people will spend on 20, 30-year-old equipment. I don't know why, but they do.
Oh, yeah.
So a guy comes by, he goes, "Hey, can you fix my starter?" I pulled the rope out, and I'm like, "Okay." So I said, "You want to bring the starter by?" And he goes, "Well, I'll bring the blower by." I go, "Why don't you just bring the starter?" He didn't realize there's only like 2-3 screws holding the starter. So he brings it by, and it was a Tecumseh, and this one I haven't worked on in a while. It actually had under the decal the 2 prongs that you push together, the plastic prongs. Then you push that little piece out, and then you can get to it. And I'd never seen this before, but when you flip the starter over, there was a metal plate with an access hole, and the spring was inside and under this metal plate, and the spring had actually went and worked its way out to the outside. I didn't think there was a spring there. So I'm looking at it, I'm shaking. I go, "Where's the spring?" Because usually you find them on the bottom, all sitting down there. But it was actually inside there. So I took the little tool, I pulled it out. I was able to get it to hang in the center. So when I flipped it back on, it grabbed.
It did grab. You're lucky.
And that was fine. I told the guy, "Give me $5. I got a couple." Yeah. I mean, how many times you flip it over, and then you wind it, all of a sudden, bing! That's the problem with starters.
Right.
The problem is it's a Tecumseh.
Mick, you got to give me your address, Mick. I got some Tecumseh apparel for you.
If you got what? What have you got?
Tecumseh shirts. I got a couple of them.
Yeah, what I'll do if you send me, I'll give you my address. You send me some Tecumseh t-shirts, and then you give me your address, and I'll send you something.
I can just see Mick spoiling the shirts and sending them back.
Did everybody see how you fare with that one?
Did you see my shirt today, everybody? Change.
Where are we? All I need is chainsaw. Have a chainsaw. Those chainsaws over there in the other room, and cool.
I think I only have about 19 of them, but that's okay.
Have you guys heard the new snowblower song done by the guy who can't? It's done by a band, and he can't start his snowblower, and it's done in the wilderness, and it's. I'll have to go find that and send it to you. We'll send it around. It's pretty good.
A song about a bloke who can't start a snowblower.
Yeah.
They've done a song about it.
It's pretty good. I'll find it. I'll send it to you.
Bruce?
The way it's going, if I did a song for every machine I couldn't start, I'd have an album out by now.
Yeah.
Platinum.
It's kind of done in the old rock style.
Yeah, dig it out, Bruce. Is it on YouTube?
Yep. I'll go find it. Just one second.
I'll have to dig.
You can take me out if you want.
Send us a link. That'd be cool.
You can take me out if you want.
Ah, you're right. I've got no one pressing to get up, mate. You're okay.
All right.
I've got no one pressing. So, for those of you that haven't, as of yet, give me a thumbs up. That'd be great. I'll just double check, see how I'm getting on. Oh Lord,
61 at my end. I'll refresh. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm refreshing. Thumbs up are great for my channel.
61 and
61 down. I got 7 down. Now I wonder where them 7 have come from, because I've got a bit of a clue, and I think that's pretty disgusting that you would do that just because you've been timed out on my channel for not following the rules. So I think you should remove that. You know what I mean? I think that's quite sad of you. But there you go. You can't follow my rules. Stay out my channel.
Okay, so how do I put a link up?
So you're not a moderator, Bruce. So 2 seconds. I don't think you are. You might be. I don't know. Let me go over to YouTube and let me find.
Just a sec. I just put it in the phone.
Yeah, it won't work unless you're a moderator, Bruce. If you just type in the chat now, Bruce, just type hello in the chat in the YouTube chat. Just type hello, and I'll wait for that to come up. YouTube.
Oh, I closed that. Just one sec. I'll mute it.
Why would anyone thumbs down? Yeah, it's what it is. Don't worry about it. I know where it's come from. It's come from the other community who don't want to follow rules on my channel, so that's fine. They got beef for somebody else at the moment and taking it out on me. So if they want beef for me, they can have it. What, have you written in the chat yet, Bruce, or what? How you doing, Bruce?
So it boils down to drama, and some people just can't live without it. And and we just don't put up with it over here.
You know, I mean,
no.
I was probably the first one to get banned, but I did it deliberately, you know. But
yeah, no, exactly that. I mean, they're not harsh rules. You know, they're just simple rules. I'm trying to run my channel as clean as I can, and there's plenty of other channels out. If you want it, you can go and get it. You know, what I mean? And I don't want a part of that. So I want a nice, clean chat with friendly people. That's what I want.
I've just earlier on, was looking
Bruce just put hello in there for you.
Yeah, Dusty was looking through on a few things on the phone about YouTube in general, and it does clearly say there, and she snapshotted it, that they don't tolerate swearing. It's as simple as that. They don't tolerate it, and you will just be repressed in YouTube forever. And you know, if you have a nice clean stream, you'll just go like this, go like Bruce.
And at the end of the day, I think I do quite well. I've got 70 in the chat right now.
Yep.
And I've got people in here from America, from Canada, from all over the UK, and the right good old time. and I don't need to have fools come in and not follow my rules. So, Bruce, you are now a moderator, which means you've got a blue spanner when you next type, and that now means you have the power to put a link out there, should you wish to do so, of that YouTube song that you're on about. So if you can find the link to that song, Bruce, you can now just copy and paste that into a chat.
Well, it should be there, but I'll try it again.
Yeah, he's put it in the private chat, Mick. He needs to put it in the actual chat itself.
Oh, okay.
Howdy, Papa Sweener.
Yeah, put it in the YouTube chat, Bruce. Copy and paste it in the YouTube chat, buddy.
I did that too.
Mr. Okay. Nick Mowers, could I possibly ask a tidbit?
Of course you can.
Right. You're gonna have to show me. You're gonna have to show me bigger.
Yeah.
I don't know if it will work.
Where are you? You're there.
Because if I
go on, mate.
It might not work, but if I click on that, look at that.
Whoa! Congratulations,
Come on, I only need
it works.
Oh, let's see what we can do.
You know what? I might be able to help you there. I don't know.
Hold on. I'm just going to his channel on stuff. Hold on.
3 of 8,000. Whoa!
Well
Come
done,
on,
Ian.
you make an old man happy here.
Well,
Right, come on, people. Can you, Ian? Can you type in the chat for me, please, mate? Anyone that hasn't got Ian Matthews, and I find that quite hard to believe that the majority of us haven't got Ian Matthews on his channel. Thank you very much. If we can get Ian Matthews up to the 8K, that'd be brilliant. He said he'll buy the drinks, and he will send out everybody stickers on time in future. So if you go to Ian Matthews, that'd be good. If one of my moderators can run a link, that'd be even better. There he is in the chat. Just said hello in the chat, or hi, please.
One more.
Look at the size of them.
I got something. I'm still waiting for a Bruce Pinder sticker to turn up. That ain't turned up yet. I ain't got a Bruce Pinder sticker. In fact, I haven't got a Zippo sticker either.
I don't even have business cards. I usually take a piece of masking tape and write my phone number on it and give it to the customer.
You should take that and make that into a sticker, Bruce.
And in fact, I don't have a 10 small engine sticker either. I'm missing 3 vital.
I actually have the cards. I got to get some stickers.
Well, that's it. It's gone to 8,000.
Yeah, there you go.
So nice one, whoever. Thank you very much, everybody.
I have to confess, one was me.
There you go. That's all good though, and that's exactly what I'm referring to about my channel. Is we're here to help each other. We're not a growth stream, but we are here to help each other and support each other where we can, and give positive advice where we can. So that's what it's all about. So that's cool.
You see what Gaffer? Well, actually, Gaffer, I do pull mowers apart.
We were on here
Well, like
one
we
day.
always say here, advice is free, but correct advice costs money.
I don't put them back together again, but I do pull them apart.
Well, I mean, it's all about, this is the diversity of a channel of YouTube, isn't it? We can get people up here. Predominantly, I'm a small engine nut, as we all know, and I like other small engine nuts. But it doesn't matter whether you're like Snobby Scrap Picker or whether you're Ian Matthews wannabe, a hoarder, or into whatever you're into, and that's what makes it so diverse. We're all appreciate each other's interest and try and take interest in it. That's a general consensus, and just to have a good time. That's why I'm here. If you're not having a good time, I won't do it. It's as simple as that. If there's no point, then I'll just give it up. But I enjoy doing what I do, and in that case, I ain't giving it up.
When you're getting 70 in the chat, making things like that, don't you?
Yeah, you're not doing nothing wrong if you're pulling 74. Is it because I'm here?
No, it's not. No, I had 70 about half hour. I had 70 about half hour before we came in here, and don't do it. In fact, it's dropped down since you've come in.
Yeah. Bollocks, I was here, but as you were saying, hello everybody. I was here. But
hey, we allowed to have alcohol on the stream. What is that? Is alcohol allowed?
Oh yeah, alcohol's allowed. Very much allowed.
Take care.
I guess
Jack.
it makes for more colorful.
I just drink for medicinal purposes. I just happen to be quite ill.
Oh yeah. Was it, I didn't. I'm on another page. Was it straight out of a bottle?
Who said that then?
Me.
Well, listen, my wife says I've got a drinking problem. I said I have no problem
No
drinking.
problem, right?
No, not whatsoever.
I try
You know
not
when you
to-
got a bit of an issue when they send round a recycling truck just to your house.
Yeah.
Two.
I call that taking away the evidence. What about okay, I got to interrupt. What about Steve Small Engines out in Vancouver Island?
Oh, don't you love him? I love him. This one's sponsored by Old Milwaukee.
Yeah, this job's gonna take about a half a beer.
Yeah. He should get paid by the beer companies.
He lives in
I'm
beautiful.
hoping.
Well, that's the most.
I'm hoping to get
country
a few of the other guys on here. I'm looking to get mowers and blowers on here. I know he's not everyone's cup of tea. I understand that. But he is still a small engine nut, and he's got some good stories and some good advice. So I'm looking to get a few other bigger channels on here as well.
Mick, I'll hang out for a little while. Let me out. Throw on Jason.
No, there's no one here, mate. There's no one.
I didn't think you meant five.
Oh, mowers and blowers. That's Henry in Long Island.
Zippo.
Yeah.
Cheers.
We've also got a new bloke called Jason, who's Pate's Performance
This is
over
an
on
event.
Long Island.
Hold on, you guys. This is an event. I've never seen Zippo drink.
That's,
Jason
Nice.
Henry.
Mike's Black Cherry Lemonade.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm on
So good.
gold. I'm on Golden Crown.
Well,
Oh, Mike's. Good.
Hey,
okay. Now
I've got a mug of coffee.
you guys know I've never drank online, right?
all right. And then after that, the old.
Old Speckled Hen.
And after that, I might finish
Yeah.
off with a champion.
Oh,
I like Speckled
I
Hen.
knew that would get Bruce.
Gaffer, I spoke to Roy last week, and he was fine, but I don't know quite what's going on with Roy. I've got no idea. He's gone very, very quiet. So I don't know. I know he is a carer for his wife, so there might be something going on there. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Roy. But I'm looking at getting Patty Performance Jason up here. I would like to get
Cheers
Henry
to
up
you.
here as well. And I'd also cheers.
Does that mean I gotta go get
Cheers
one
to
too?
Ken. Cheers to Ian.
Hell yeah, go and
Cheers
get
to Bruce.
Oh yeah.
Let me go get one. Hold on.
Does that have alcohol in it?
Everybody's going. Congratulations, there goes Ken.
Oh, we're all drinking. Hey, dilly.
Congratulations, Ian. Happy Christmas.
Does that have alcohol in it, Sean? I didn't think you drank. Zippo, sorry.
Who?
Zippo. I didn't
Me?
think Zippo drank. I actually thought he was a Diet Coke guy all the way.
Hey,
Well,
where's Zippo? Hey, Zippo. Where's Zippo? Here you go, Zippo. Here's one for you.
What are you on?
Here,
What are you on there?
I've got another Mike's. Is that the
look at
watermelon?
the flavor on this one.
Hard watermelon? Yep.
Hang on, watermelon doesn't taste
Yep.
anything.
That's a girly
My
drink.
kids- Once your kids
Oh,
turn
they're-
drinking age, you never know what's going to appear in the fridge.
They're good.
Oh, that's fair enough. If you're pinching your kids' drinks, that's fair enough. That.
Yeah, but I have two daughters, so I get nervous.
Me too.
Bruce commented he only ever sees me with my Diet Coke. I rarely drink, and it was really evident New Year's Eve.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh,
Hey, I'm in the same book as
That didn't
you.
have anything to do with those.
No.
I maybe drink a couple of times a year at the holidays, and we went out last night for our annual Christmas, New Year's, like late dinner, and I had a big martini with 3 olives, straight vodka, and a big glass of Chianti with my dinner. I came home. Forget it. I was gone. I mean, and believe me, I'm a big guy. I'm 6 foot, 250, whatever. But forget it.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me you had fava beans and liver with it.
No.
Well, sorry.
So, Ian,
I actually had New Year's Eve. I had some.
Sorry, Snobby.
I'll say, we were doing the 8K giveaway.
Yeah, I might give away a sticker.
Well, that's what I was thinking. What opportunity.
I'm still trying to get up to 1,000 subs so I can give away that $100 wireless tachometer.
It'll come, brother. It'll come. I mean, as long I say to anybody, I mean, I did it in about 7 months. I was lucky, but I worked really mega hard on pumping out the content.
No, you got to put more content.
It'll come. Just keep pumping out the content.
I gotta say that 1,000 subs thing is way too high a bar.
Sure it is.
When I started, I think you had to earn $100 of credit of your YouTube views, and then you could start earning money. That was a little easier bar to reach, I think.
Yeah, it is harder.
As long as you're putting out the content, I try and do my sort of plan for this year is 2 videos a week.
Wow.
Or and a live stream, or 1 video and 2 live streams. That's my sort of consensus of how I would like to go. And I'm knocking my videos down to 30 minutes each because I'm struggling to edit hour-long videos, and people aren't watching them at an hour long.
Mm-hmm.
So anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes is going to be fine. If it means I've got to do like an episode of part 5, part 6, then that's just what it is.
That's what Bruce does.
A lot of people only have like 1 week to watch them too. So
Road King, 27 parts on an old hit and miss engine, right?
Old rigs.
Yeah.
They make some fun stuff over at that place.
I do about 15 minutes, and I think the average is about 4.5 minutes watching.
Mm-hmm.
I think, Snobby knows, Scrap Kingdom, he bangs them out. They're only about 3 and 4 minutes long. Of course, each one gets several hundred views. So I think that it depends what you want to do. If you're going to teach something, then people will watch the entire 30 minutes. If it's just a vlog, life in the shed, people just, I don't know, just watch a couple of minutes. So
right. I started doing the 1 hour ones, and I just lost my viewers, so I've gone back to half an hour in general.
Yeah. I think between 20 minutes to half an hour is acceptable, because it's still going to take you an hour and a half to edit that up, turn it into a video and upload it, and do your content and do your tags and do all that sort of stuff, and do your thumbnail if you do thumbnails and that sort of stuff. It's still talking 3 hours work.
Yes.
Start to finish. So I've decided to try and find a reasonable spot to finish. When I did that 4-stroke strimmer, thanks for that, Bruce. But I didn't get to run. Took me an hour to find out it's still not running, and I could have carried on, but it would have turned out to be a 15-hour long video. So I'm doing 20 minutes to 30 minutes. I'm going to revisit that, Bruce, as well. I'm convinced there's something quite simple with that. I will get that running eventually.
Bit of advice.
How do Cherokee?
Always end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. And the murderer is.
Well, the thing is with Bruce. The thing is that I found with Bruce is that he'll go, and you'll see this in part 2, and it's just where he gets his little baking tray up, and he puts it up on the bench, and within 3 seconds, part 2 is not happening because he's going to carry it on because a dirty carburetor eats into your soul, and you can't leave it on your
bench. That's right.
It's as simple as that. I've seen you do it, Bruce. I'm the same. I can't have a dirty carb on the bench.
So during the winter, I'm only going to be doing 1 video a week I got to heat the shop up and get out there, and it just had 40 below it. So
well, in the winter time, it doesn't make sense to heat the shop up so much, and
So, anyway,
and then you start thinking about your viewers. So then you start being clever, and if you was going to do the job, you'd start on it, you'd get it done in half an hour. And then you start thinking, well, I'll do a shot from this angle, right? And you do that, and then I'll do another shot from this angle, and the whole job then takes a lot longer.
And you drop the camera on the floor 4 times.
And then your camera runs out of juice, your battery goes dead, and then it's like,
I personally like the bit that Bruce does when he's doing this isn't a dig, Bruce. Don't take it personally. It do a shot like that of a camera, and then he adjusts his camera, and all you're getting is that.
I know.
And he's working away, and then he goes, "Are you with me?" Oh, no, you're not.
Everybody knows what my back looks like.
Monica, you're a rock star.
Bruce, I have one. So I can agree with you on that.
Monica, you're an absolute superstar, sweetheart. Thank you very much. Like $20 in the old bin. You are an absolute sweetheart. Thank you very much indeed, darling.
No, she's a legend. Absolute legend.
Yeah, she is a legend. Yeah, fantastic. It all helps towards the growth of a channel, and now the season's starting to open because I was in the shack today working on 2 or 3 mowers, and I could hear the dulcet tones of a lawnmower cutting grass about 2 gardens up. So that pushed me to get my arse out and get some photographs taken on the stock. So they're all up for sale now. So season's coming. Season will be here before we know it, and hopefully we'll get some more bits in with a bit of luck. What's that tipple tonight, Ian Matthews? Old school Guinness here.
Yeah,
Ian's on all sorts.
I'm on Golden Crown.
That's probably so thick you can't pour it.
And then I'll go on to the Old Speckled Hen, that is my favourite.
Old Speckled Hen. You're awesome, Monica. Absolutely awesome.
I'm sorry, Ken, where do you live? I missed that last time on our last chat.
I'm in a town called Trumbull in Connecticut, which is right next to Bridgeport.
Mm-hmm.
Right. 17 miles north or south of New Haven, and about 45 minutes to an hour north of New York.
Is Musty in that area somewhere when he takes his cars for a drive? It certainly looks. Pardon me?
Yeah, Musty's New Hampshire. He's about 2.5 hours north.
Here's my accent. New Hampshire.
Are you talking about Musty One? See,
yeah, Musty One. I love
Musty. Yeah. All right, so if you know Musty One, you must know BW well.
Didn't get that.
Who's that?
So, if you know Musty One, you must know his neighbour, BW Nut.
Well, I don't know. I just, but I do. Well, you know what? His videos are an hour long. And
I was going to say, type it in.
Musty One's in that field. VW Nut is in that field. Neighbours, and they're both well into VW.
He just got that. He just got that big shop.
Oh yeah.
Who must be? Yeah, I see that.
I'm so jealous. I could just turn green when I see that shop.
Mm.
Well,
that's what 200,000 subscribers will get you.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean,
I'm doing good at you. Thanks. How are you?
When Zippo did a tour of his shop, I see a video of that. I had to book a week off work. It took me a week just to follow him around with a camera.
You had tool envy.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. But
He has long videos, but I find myself
that without a doubt
watching to the end.
What's that, Ken?
He's got such good videos. I watch his 2-hour video because he's just got a good personality and he keeps you interested. You know.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? And for me, when
I used to never really like Volkswagens, I love them now.
And you know how they work. You know, something that happened to me was after my 7,000th carb clean. I said to my wife, I said, "Oh my gosh, my subscribers must be getting just sick of cleaning, watching me clean carbs. And what else am I going to do?" You know. And I decided to just turn the camera on, film what comes in, and turn the camera off, edit it, and upload it, and that's just what it is.
Bruce, you're exactly the same as me. I can only record what comes into the shop, and sometimes, a bit like I just done a Hater Musfit that came in. It's a 21-inch cut lawnmower. I need a grass bag. But it's it's got a Honda on it, a nice little Honda engine, and the fuel line was cut straight in half. So I thought, okay, obviously there's an issue with it, so I put it on the bench. I turned the camera on. I put a new bit of fuel line on it. I put some petrol in it, pulled the cord, and away it went. that was the end of that video. You know what are you going to do?
Yeah, but
it's what it is.
Bruce just had one come in that was real similar to that. He just
so I record. I just video what comes into the shop.
Right.
At the end of the day, you know, I mean, I started off. I make wood burners.
Go on, Zip.
You can only make so many wood burners, and then it just repeating yourself. And then it was like, well, I just might as well start videoing shed life. And people out there, they'll end up following you because they want to see what you are doing. That's they want to become friends with you. They want to see what you're doing.
Exactly that.
And some of it you might think, this is a pile of crap. You put it up expecting nothing, and then you get 100 comments saying, great, I've seen a little bit of your life,
They want to see us snap the screw off like they did.
They want to see that we're human too.
Yeah, that's it. Skin, knuckles, and all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have absolutely no problem in uploading a video that's either got me with a mistake in it or a lawnmower, and I had a job lot of 8 mowers come in, and I did the 8 lawnmower challenge where I had 8 mowers,
I like that.
and I had to get all 8 running, and the last one, guess what it was? It was a bit of a pickle. So I got a donor carb off of Roy in the end. But 2 or 3 of them, literally, we just put petrol in, pulled the cord, and away they went. So, that's good. But other ones, sorry, am I boring you? But other ones,
it's getting me bedtime.
Alcohol.
If you want to go, you can go. You don't have to stay here. You can go if you want to go.
I'm fine at the moment. I'm downloading a film off the internet. And Men in Black 2019. I've not seen it yet. And that's I'm here for a bit. Okay.
I admired your.
I don't think that log burner is doing you any good in your shed, Ian. It's making you far too comfortable.
No, it's making you drowsy.
Oh,
sleepy.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Do you know it was 25 degrees in here yesterday? It was like I had to open the door to let some cold air in.
I think you need to get yourself a nice armchair now and just sit down, chill out, and relax. Yeah, without all that standing up. Just relax.
The only reason he stands up. The only reason he stands up is so he can get more beer in. That's all it is.
It's coming. It's coming. This will be a home away from home shortly.
What were you going to say, Bruce, about you? I heard the word you admire. Something you said.
Oh well, the last strimmer where you had that crazy melted camshaft, and you still did the video. You got it kind of running, but it was farting and stuff, but it was still running. And I admired that you published that because I could tell you weren't happy that it wasn't running right up to snuff. And
oh no, definitely.
But I said to my wife, I said, "Oh my gosh, he's going to do a part 2. He's going to do a part 2."
But that's what it's all about. You can't just have a lawnmower every single video you do, or strimmer, or whacker, or whatever. You can't just fire them up every time, and people get sussed. At the end of the day, if it don't want to fire up, it don't want to fire up, and you got to show the good and the bad because other people have the same problem. Mm-hmm. And as it goes, someone actually contacted me saying, "I've got one of these. If you want one," so I may actually have a complete one coming in for nothing. I'm hoping it doesn't have the same issue.
Right.
So I may have some complete spares for it. So that's a good way of showing. I've done my best. I've tuned the carburetors up. I've changed. I've done everything I can do. Still won't go, but I think it is that exhaust cam is just battered.
Yes.
And someone might actually have a complete strimmer for me that they're going to donate and bring it my way. So hopefully I can strip that and make one out of 2. That's the way forward. So you got to show your mistakes. You got to show your shortfalls. Otherwise, it just becomes monotonous.
The way you were yanking on that thing, that's why I quit doing strimmers. Man.
I know, mate. I know. The only saving grace now is lots of the newer stuff, especially the steels, have got this easy pull start mechanism, which is a double pulley inside. So when you pull it once, it's actually rotating twice.
Stand them.
Yeah. So I mean that is a saving grace. You don't have to put it quite so hard like you used to. But I do understand what you're saying, Bruce. Is that some of them you can sit there. It don't matter how hard you pull on it, it ain't going to start.
Yeah. Right. I've changed those over. I've had people bring those steel chainsaws in that have the easy start, and they say, "Can you get rid of this?" I say, absolutely. Yeah. And I just put a standard starter in them. They're such a pain.
I still work on blowers and weed trimmers or strimmers, as they call them in the UK. But I don't do many videos on them anymore. It's too hard on my back.
The easy starts are fixed RPM when you start it. So a lot of people with the chainsaws, especially, want to be able to pull a little harder to get a little more RPM on the start.
Right.
And those easy starts are fixed. You can't change it.
No.
Right.
Loaded Dirt Rider. Didn't want you to think we didn't see you. We're just over here chatting.
Dirt Rider there. Can someone, can one of my moderators please run Dirt Rider's link in the chat and go over to his channel, see him, and leave a comment on all of his videos because he absolutely hates it.
Oh, Dirt Rider. He just got a comment on every one of his videos. You really.
He loves a comment. He loves a comment.
I've got a question. Each time you do a pull cord on your average mower, how many times has that piston gone up to try to fire?
How many times is what?
When you pull the pull cord, right, now I know they're all different lengths, because someone might have cut a bit off or, you know, and redone not, but each time you pull that pull cord, how many times has that piston gone up and down and tried to fire?
5 times up and down, 3.5 times to fire.
So 3 to 5. You figure one rotation of a pulley, right?
Yeah, one's an exhaust, one's an intake, so you're going to lose.
Yeah, so 3 to 5 probably.
3 to 5.
Yep. 2 cycles, it fires every other time. 4 cycles, it fires every 4th time.
Yeah.
Piston movement every second time, isn't it?
Pistons every second. Yeah. There's 4 cycles in it.
Yeah.
Or in my case, on my instrument, it didn't fire at all.
Hey, sometimes I'll take the cover off and use a drill and just let it go around.
Yeah, whiz over. Yeah.
But
Everybody,
I mean,
we've all okay. Who's hurt themselves with a drill on with the plug in, and they turn into a helicopter?
Oh
Yeah.
Or you take it off, the socket's still on. They're going like this.
Yeah, the socket's still on there.
Yeah. It's when it fires up and down, you can't get it off.
And every time I start a mower every time I start a mower on the Bruce Pender stand, I get heck from somebody out there. And then I saw Mick do it the other day on his stand, so started to mower on the stand.
I also got told off as well, Bruce. I got ribbed by 2 of my subscribers. Now I'm going back outside.
Hey Bruce, I got a question about your stand.
Yes,
I have the same pump up stand. Is your calf about this big now? I see you do the fast forward like Popeye.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you know what? I started doing that, and a subscriber said that his son, he was sitting with his son, and that's all his son would love to see was that crazy fast pump, you know. So I do it for him.
Yeah,
just
I started. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I started doing it.
Is it 73 pumps to the top?
No, I think it's a 48.
It certainly looks like it. What you should do one day, Bruce?
48
Bruce, you should do it one day. Put it on time lapse. But when you pumped it up, just bend over and do that a few times, so it looks like you're tired. Just see what it looks like.
Hey Bruce, I'll throw
like
out the challenge because I have the same table as yours, except I have like the 1,000-pound version, the bigger one, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And I'll try and see how many pumps it takes.
Okay, and Simple's got his new lip. He doesn't have to do that. He's got his new lip.
The same challenge. I've got one too.
Yeah, I got the freight one for $200.
Yep.
Yeah, mine was about 250, and I think mine's a 400 kilo one. I think
I had a Harbor Freight coupon. You get $100 off. It was like 300 regular.
We don't have Harbor Freight in Canada.
Well, you have what's that other thing called?
Princess Auto.
Princess Auto.
I expect to see some princess walking around with tools out front, you know?
Yeah, me too. That would be fun.
It wouldn't happen over here. I can assure you. I know that I did see the Mower Man was on about B&Q spark plugs earlier on today. He was slating them as well because B&Q are absolutely horrendous spark plugs.
Where's Roy? Where's Roy?
Bruce, no one's seen him. No one has seen anything of him. I don't know where he is. He's not commenting on no videos.
He loves torque spark plugs.
I don't know where he is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in his defence, he's not had a bad one, but I had three go wrong in one box. Hideous.
I think I'm going to make with mine like Terrell does. You know, the spark plug necklace. I'll make torch necklaces and give them out. That's about the only good use of them.
In the carburetor.
I made mine into grenades.
Yeah.
I made mine into grenades.
No,
just threw them across over the head.
I'll see what you're doing right in the chat. I'll see that. You can't get away with that.
I've got.
What's that?
It's not even.
Are you hiding? You're holding your head with your hand.
I'm saying midnight night to everybody in the chat,
No.
and then I'm gonna slope off.
It's 2 o'clock here.
Unbelievable.
I don't have time for
Oh, no, it's dropped out of the chat.
Oh,
Charles' antics.
All right.
See, you were going to go then, weren't you? You were going to go then.
I'm still going. Right. Thank you very much for having me up.
Do I go to live comments to see this?
And I'll catch you guys around.
Yeah.
And certainly tomorrow night on Justice.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Someone in the basement.
Yeah, of course. Thanks very much for that gentleman over there who was the numero uno who took me to the 8,000. Thank you very much.
There you go.
Right, I'll see you later.
You, Bruce. Yeah, you.
I'm with my daughter. We're watching
Right, matey.
Black
Good for you.
8.
Take it easy, mate. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
So
I tell you, I don't know if you remember it. I'm looking at the squares. It reminds me of the old Hollywood Squares TV show. Now I'm Paul Lynn.
You expect Paul Newman to be right there in the middle.
Or the
Paul
Brady
Lynn.
Bunch. How about
Or
the Brady
Paul
Bunch?
Lynn, yeah.
Here's a story of a
Hiya,
bunch of
Dr.
trees,
Oh, there you go. Yeah. The small engine bunch.
and they were just as crazy as they look. Yeah.
Mick won't remember that.
What's that?
Who's that? Bama? Who joined us?
There's a story.
And we're all supposed to look at each other like,
Before my time. I think.
Do the
Before my time.
pointing and
Yeah, a little bit.
the crazy bunch.
I'm only,
Yeah.
you old boys need to remember. I'm still a young pup. You know what I mean? You got to remember that.
Oh, yeah.
You watch the same cartoons as my kids.
There you go. There you go. Pops.
The Princess of Power, and the Power of Grayskull. Or something.
Oi, Bruce, you sent me a word for word lyric on that, and you weren't wrong at all. It was word for word correct.
I pulled it out of my brain.
By whispering.
Grayskull from the evil forces of eternity.
Yeah. How you doing, Mr. Sweener? Nice to see you coming up. I'm sorry for keeping me down in the chat for so long, but we were, you know what it's like. We were busy yakking, but I see you down there doing a dance. How you doing?
We're swilling.
Hey, that was fine. Doing good there, Mick, Ken, Snobby, Mr. Zippo, and Mr. Bruce Pender.
Unbelievable. These people just come up here and just unreal. They come out and say, "Yeah, how you doing, Mick? Oh, yeah, Mr. Bruce Pender, Mr. Zippo," and I get nothing. It's unbelievable how many people treat me.
So we've got 3 North Americans and 3 Brits /Scots / whatever we've got over there.
Hello, Bruce.
No, I'm a Southern.
4 more. Yeah, 4 more. 4.
Nick, you know what they say? Hire the elderly. They're fun to watch.
Oh, I know. I just hope Snobby. I just hope that Snobby doesn't sneeze or something like that and wet himself or something. He's got to that age in life now. So,
I bet you I'm the oldest one in the bunch here.
I'm getting close to you, though, Bruce.
Are you?
You'll know all about it, so Mick.
You'll always be younger than me.
Got a question here, I think, from Yo-Yo. It says, which is the best on fuel, a 2-stroke or a 4-stroke? I don't think it's about fuel. For me, it's about performance, but I'll let Ken pick that up because you're a 2-stroke guru, aren't you?
I mean, I think 4 strokes, because of the technology they have, they run so lean. They're probably a lot better on fuel.
And they run.
But what do you, like you said,
and they run.
Can't you?
But you lean out a 2-stroke and it goes kaboom. So you got to watch.
Can't you sort of just sort of question that with regards to performance versus 2-stroke and 4-stroke?
It's also a really hard question to ask because 4-strokes are inherently larger displacement than the same powered 2-stroke. So you look at it in that regard. If you're talking about the same power, then
so I think the question is
the 2-stroke is going to use more fuel than the 4-stroke in the same power band.
I think
given mass that you're trying to rotate.
Yeah, I think you can perhaps better the question, and it pretty much number one. I think the first question should be is what do you want it to do, and how fast or how hard do you want it to work?
And how heavy?
The first
Yeah, you're not going to run a pump at 15,000 RPM, you know.
Exactly.
No, but you can carry a chainsaw that'll cut a tree down, and it's half the weight.
I like when the guy takes the chainsaw and opens the beer with it.
Yeah. So Roy's a boy has been seen on Chris Reardon. So yeah, Roy's about then. He's just not about in me circles for some reason. So I don't know what's going on with him. No idea. Ali Mac and Tina have now left the chat. They're off out for a cozy night in. So thank you very much for popping in, Ali. And he'll be in the chat, he says. And Tina's gone as well. So thank you very much for popping in. But we're still sitting at 65 in the house, which is fantastic. JJ is still awake. You're not going to bed yet, Jace. I expect you to be in bed by now with your new missus. I was saying bye to Ali. Okay.
What time is it over here?
Time over here is 8 o'clock at night.
Okay.
If anyone else wants to come
So
up,
I'll be going for about another hour or so. I've still got 70 in the chat. I've been rocking at 70 for about the past half an hour, 45 minutes, which is fantastic.
A bit longer than that, mate.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be happy with 70 in the house.
Absolutely.
Well, this time 6 months ago, it was crazy. So what have you been on then, Doug? What have you been busy? Only been busy working. I see you on a live stream today and yesterday, I think it was. You were over with Nick doing something with Mud Mowers. I see that. But have you been in the old shop looking about, Doug, or not? What have you been doing?
Yep. No, it's been way cold. It's been way cold down here.
You don't understand cold.
That young boy earlier on working on that.
If you live in the south, where I live at, Bruce, and when it gets 22 degrees, it stays cold.
Well, we had minus 40 last week.
All that means is another log on the fire, right, Bruce?
Yes.
he might put a sweatband. He might put a sweatband on. Bruce put a sweatband on to get that sort of temperature.
But things will change.
So did you say, Bruce, that they've now tarmacked or rendered the driveway at the back of your shop now? So I heard you say something about it the other day.
No, they graded the gravel.
Thank you. Yeah, they just graded it.
Oh, okay. So people are now flying up and down there rather than going like 3 miles an hour.
Yeah, we used to have speed bumps called potholes, and now they graded it all smooth and everybody's back up to speed. But
Bruce, what is that? A shared driveway? Everyone's garage backs up.
It's a back alley. There's as many back alleys in my neighborhood as there are streets, and everybody's garage faces the back alley. It's quite handy, but they're not wide. If you want to swing a trailer and park it in your back, they're not quite wide enough. So, yeah.
Oh well, it's hopefully with a bit more snow then potholes will soon come back, won't they?
Yeah, they'll be bad. But I cut all those trees down.
Scrapping together
as much sun or shade.
Yeah. So scrapping together is back. How you doing, scrapping together? Hope you're doing well. So what's the plan for your for your operation, man? Zip? What's the score? Is it an overnight job or is it just in and out, or what's the score?
No, it's in and out. It's scheduled for a 3-hour time slot. So I won't know until Monday what time I go on Tuesday. Then it's about a 45-minute drive down to the surgery center. So it'll be an all-day affair. And then when I get back up here, Miss Zippo's going to hang out and take care of me and wipe the drool off my chin as I recover.
I remember
from
the last time. Yeah, that
anesthesia.
was fun. You guys had on the last operation.
So what does it actually entail?
He's going to be right-handed.
No. I'm going to be left-handed. I'll be. It's my right shoulder. They're going to be doing there, Bruce.
We got a rotator cuff?
Sorry.
I have a number of problems on that shoulder. 2/3 torn rotator cuff, perforations in the tendons that hold the tendons to the bone, and bone spurs. So they've got quite a bit of work to do when they do go in there. So it's I won't have any use of the shoulder for about 6 weeks, then a couple weeks of just barely any use, then another month or so of therapy to bring the shoulder back. Hopefully by springtime, when everyone starts calling, I'll be ready to get back at it. So
now it's time to do it. Yeah.
But this is this isn't new to me. This will be
do it too quick.
Right. This will be surgical procedure number 34. So
wow.
Yeah. I'm still walking. I've broke my back twice. This will be the 6th total operation on my shoulders. I've had my hands operated on, my back operated on,
so you're
almost 24 times.
Man.
But I've got spinal fusion in my neck. But you're never going to catch me down. Not for very long. Just not going to happen.
No, definitely not. Got another question here come through, which is:
Do you have corporal tunnel done?
Oh, sorry. Go on, Doug. I think Doug, you have to be a bit patient with Doug. I think he got like a 5-second delay over in Alabama, so you have to be a bit patient with him. Go ahead, Doug.
Papa Sweener.
Do you have carpal tunnel done on your hands?
Yeah, I had carpal tunnel release done on both my hands.
Thanks for putting that link in, Mick. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Snob. So I've got a question here. Plastic or metal decks on lawnmowers, which is best, do you think?
Ask Bruce. He had a plastic deck here not too long ago, Honda.
Yeah,
I thought it was heavy. That's my 3rd one, and I thought it was heavy.
They don't rust.
The Honda engine's so light and lovely and made out of aluminum all the way to the top. And I thought that plastic deck was just a little hard to push around.
I think
do they even offer aluminum still?
Go ahead.
No, do they even offer aluminum still on those decks, on the commercial Hondas?
I don't. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yeah, but they're
they do over here too. And I think that's something else to throw in a mix. Is I've got a Honda, as you know, over here on the old bench. That's a little plastic deck, nice and light, only a little push mower though. The most of metal decks over here, you get literally one top coat of paint, that's it, and a thing of lacquer if you're lucky. And within the first season, it's got holes in it or it's starting to weather. The aluminium decks are fantastic, really hard wearing, like the old-fashioned snappers and what have you. They're brilliant. But the new Honda, the HRX 476 or the 5s, they've got all plastic decks, and they are quite heavy, Bruce. I think you're right. But that also over here that aids towards the striping because you've got a nice heavy deck. That roller really makes good contact with the lawn and gives them nice long stripes that most people like over here. So if it were me, I would say plastic decks all day long.
Well, for us, we don't have any humidity out here in the west. We're just basically north of Helena, Montana, so the humidity is around 20% most of the time. So metal decks don't rust. We don't have the heavy rust that you would get. Like your grass is still green, Mick, so you got a lot of water around and moisture.
Yeah, we got lovely green grass over here.
Yeah, we get a lot of
Tim Palmer says,
rust here.
Go on, what was it?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, the mowers are not made of a high grade steel.
Right.
It's all recycled stuff punched together, melted and what have you. So the amount of deck repairs I've had to do, or just paint jobs, or as Jason over at Patty says, spray and pray, is untold business. So if you can just touch them up and keep them going, but ultimately, the best thing to do is to clean your decks off after you mowed every single time. If you just do that, then your mower lasts for years.
One thing with the decks too, people don't realize fertilizer is bad for decks.
So it's like
people put fertilizer down. They coat the whole bottom of their deck with fertilizer. It's like coating it with salt. So
yep.
Yeah. In fact, I've got a mower due to come in. I'm working on a Honda Izzy, which is a 4-horse Honda overhead valve. But the deck is completely blown. So they're quite a sought after item over here, the Izzies. They're a good little mower. But the the decks, they're really solid right up until they start rusting out. And when they start to rust, they just accelerate. So
it's like an old Triumph.
Yeah, exactly. He's a professional lawn care bloke, so he's got a good engine, but he don't want to fork out for a brand new lawnmower. So he's bought a brand spanking new deck off of eBay, which cost him about £100. I said, "Do you want me to order it?" He said, "No, I'll order it all out. I'll bring it over." So okay. So he rocked up here. I'd already stripped his other lawnmower down. That's been stripped, ready to go. I got my new deck on the bench. And I said, the first thing we'll do is we'll Hammerite rust protect the underneath. We'll give it a 2 coats of Hammerite straight away. Brand new deck. Just to give it a bit more protection. So I did that. And that's when it went a bit wrong. Because when I went to put the front axle in, the front axle's overhung either side by 2 inches. So he's got a 19-inch lawnmower, and he bought a 16-inch deck.
Oops. Hey, you talk about sizes of things too. I was working on a snowblower, and when I looked up the IPL, I look it up on Repair Clinic, Jack's, all the different places. It called out a 22-inch scraper bar, but it was a 24-inch blower. Mm-hmm. So I went all over. I checked the IPL on 4 different spots. They all called out a 22-inch scraper bar. So I said, the heck with that. I ordered a 24. It fit perfectly. But for those that don't know, if it says 22 and you're looking at a 24, there's mistakes in those IPLs sometimes.
Oh, definitely. And it's the same. It's the same with the Honda. The Honda deck is a 17-inch, but the blade is a 16-inch.
Right.
So I don't know if Honda do a 17-inch. I doubt they do. But anyway, I've managed to find another mower on eBay, which is just as rotten as his, but it's got the axles and what have you that I need. And I'm going to be converting it from a push mower to a drive mower. The donor is actually a drive mower. So hopefully he'll now have a Honda Izzy with a brand new deck, been winterized, been rust treated, going from a push mower to a drive as well. So he's going to be super happy. So hopefully he'll be happy with that. We shall see if I get it put back together right.
How many times do you guys get a job from hell when you know that the bill is going to be worth 3 times what the mower's worth, and the customer's got an emotional attachment to it, and he says, "Go." I had a Honda mower. Had a Honda commercial mower come in. Dad gave it to him. The transmission was gone on the drive, and he just said, "Fix it." And then I didn't charge him an hour's labor, and it came to $650.
Yeah, I know.
But that transmission had a spider gear in it, right? Like this was a really nice mower, and it had a spider gear in the transmission. You could turn right, you could turn left, and it wouldn't.
Real differential.
Yeah, and I talked to him a year later, and he said it was still running.
I had a Honda HRX 476 last season, which came in. I bought it as a non-running concern. Drive wasn't working. That was it. And it's a chain-driven roller, but the chain is driven by a belt, so it goes from belt to chain that drives a gear.
It'd be nice and smooth.
Say again.
It would run nice and smooth.
Yeah. So. Anyway, I went straight onto eBay and picked up a belt for HRX 476 2015 model. Bomb, got it, fitted it, and sold it. And the bloke was super happy. He tried it up and down the garden. Anyway, 3 days later, he rang me up saying the drive's packed up. Are you joking? He said, "No, honestly, the drive don't work." So I asked him, it was just a simple question: were you cutting long grass when you did it? Oh, no. The grass is barely like this, Okay. So I drove all the way down there. And it was quite a drive, to be fair, because just trying to show a bit of good faith. He come aboard, offered me for some good money, and I went down to his house, which is about nearly an hour's drive. Looked at it, and the belt would come off. So I put the belt back on, and tensioned it, tested it, and the belt came straight off again. So I said, "Right, I'll take it away, and I'll bring it back." And it was just the wrong size belt. End off. So I found a belt in my store. I got, same as you, Bruce. I got a stack of them somewhere. Secondhand fan belts, and I just chucked one that fitted rather well on it, and he's bringing it back this year for a service. So it goes to prove, you fork out good money for genuine Honda parts, because it was genuine Honda, and wrong size belt, and it'd been chewed, so I couldn't take it back. It'd been chewed.
Can you
I have
guys-
a lot of customers that have
I
like
can't believe-
walk behind
Go ahead, Ken.
bags. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Ken.
No, I have a lot of customers with the walk behind mowers, the Skags, and all those big things. And a lot of times they don't want to spend the money for an OEM belt. And I'll be honest with you, the tensioners they put on those, you really need the OEM belts, or else you can't really good. Or they're so loose that they're going bang, 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 and they end up ruining other things.
The quality of those belts that come on a well-made self-propelled lawnmower are unbelievable, right? Your replacements are never going to match the original.
Nope. Well, everybody likes
never.
Tractor Supply's blue belts. I find those on everything lately.
Color.
I got a question for Ken and Zippo.
Go on, Doug.
All right, I'm going to be building a racing mower. Do you think the gearbox on the snow blowers can hold to the abuse on a race mower?
No,
Not at all.
no, not even close.
There's your answer.
If you're going to build a racing mower, you just need to go with a straight axle setup and a standard gearbox.
Yeah,
No differential. Yeah, and no differential, just a welded, even if it's got spider gears, welded spider gears.
Yeah. Racing mowers, you look at any of the racing mowers that are out there, 0 of them are running those Tecumseh Peerless transmissions. None of them. They're all running a straight axle. Oh, I wasn't. No. Tecumseh Peerless they used to be Tecumseh Peerless. Now they're Peerless. But yeah, you don't even want to use the stock, because you see a lot of these people putting smaller pulleys on these transmissions and making them fast. If you want an actual racing go-kart, or mower, you're essentially building a go-kart on a riding mower frame.
I'm going to tap out for a bit. I've got a bit of a tickly cough. That's just annoying me.
All right, mate. No worries. Stop. No worries. So there's a comment there saying 2 of my lawnmowers are Wilcos and decks are not so strong. The other 2 are Sovereign and the decks are quite strong. It's just a simple branding thing, mate. If you go to Wilcos, and how much that lawnmower cost you, Tim? I think they're brand new. I think you can get them for about £80 out of Wilcos, and they just made a tin. They're only designed for postage stamp style gardens. They're not designed for nothing strenuous. Where the Sovereign are definitely more better built, but the paint job, I think the paint job is worse than the Wilcos. The Wilcos have got a better paint job, but the decks are worse. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hey, I got a quick question.
Go on, Ken. Rock away.
High wheeled back wheels on those mowers. What's the deal with that?
Oh, I like them.
But what's the allure?
I like them.
If you have a bumpy lawn, like we have dew rooms in our lawns up north, and if you have a bumpy lawn, the bigger wheel will not hit the low spots quite as often. It's a little smoother mower.
And also, it's less contact on the ground too, so you get less trail marks in the grass too.
Less of an impact,
which I quite like.
Yeah.
Well, we have another mower question here. Another mower question. I have a mower, picked up a mower scrapping last summer. The gas, put gas in it and started first pull. The problem is with the cut, it leaves a striped grass to the left side of the whatever that is. So it looks like it's either cutting off center. So it'll probably be Bruce. You take it. You take this question.
I would check to see if the blade's on upside down.
Yeah.
See if the blade's on upside down, or if it has too small a blade on it to begin with.
Right. It doesn't reach the edge. It should be about a half an inch from the edge.
Yeah.
Next starting to rot. Engine's cocked.
Or yeah, it could be that your height adjustment is higher one side than the other, and it's on a bit of a cant. So if you check the height adjustment out, it may be set correctly, but maybe the height adjustment has come adrift. And it sounds like if you've got higher grass one side, not the other, it's either if the blade's bent, you're going to feel that anyway.
Flow adjusters on 0 on one side and 5 on the other, you know?
Or the wrong blade adapter and the blade's too deep inside the house.
Well, they make them like that so you can mow on a hill.
But I've seen guys put engines on mowers and they put washers underneath, not knowing what thickness the washers are. So you can be the mower all over.
And the engine's not square with the deck. Yeah.
The best thing I have one of those John Deere gauges, the inclinometer gauges or whatever, so that you put it on a flat surface and it reads like a foot away what the reading is. So then you set all your blade tips. But the biggest fallacy I see, people tell me, I go, what size deck do you have? Oh, I got a 53-inch deck. I'm like, what? You have to measure tip to tip. That's how blade decks are measured, not the shell. The shell doesn't mean anything. It's tip to tip.
Suppose the riding lawnmower expert.
Sud is off to go and spend some time with his kids. So thanks for coming in. Much appreciated. There was a follow-up to that question. He says the stripe is 7 centimeters wide, 2.5 inches. Right in. I think you got a problem with your blade. I think your blade is slightly on the wonk.
Blade issue. It's a blade issue. I think
blade problem.
Another question. It says here, hover, rotary, or cylinder, which is best?
Bring that to me. I'll get it out.
Hover, rotor, or what?
So, the US boys probably won't have a lot to deal with the hovers. I know Ken is itching for me to get a hover mower in.
Hi, Mo. I want to
Mrs. P's your dad had a hover with a Tecumseh in it.
It's a hover. You shouldn't have those two together. Ken wants me to put to get a Tecumseh in. I'm not doing it. So the answer to the question, I think, is quite simple. And whether it be hover, rotary, or cylinder, which is best, it all depends on the lawn. If you've got a nice, flat, really level bowling green style lawn, I would say cylinder every step of the way. If you've got a relatively small grass, which is a bit bumpy in places, I'll go hover, and anything in between, rotary.
Are you getting drunk, Zip?
My God, Zip, what are you on?
That's a big bottle.
My Lord, what are you doing?
Oh, he's opening a bottle of wine for
my Lord, is it anniversary night or something going on?
I don't know. It's only noon. No, what is it? 3 o'clock there?
Yeah, it's a bit early for a bottle of wine, Zip, isn't it?
Never early for a bottle of wine.
That is called a blush. That's for Miss Zippo.
Yeah, it looks like a rosé.
Rosé.
That's for Miss Zippo.
Is it a Blossom Hill or something?
I got a tip for her.
Oliver.
Mrs. P puts ice in it so it's fresh all the time.
She puts ice in her wine?
Yes. We are heathens.
That's her wine.
So we have another question.
I missed it.
Well. Go on, Doug.
Hello.
I was just saying hi to Miss Zip.
Where are you? Oh, it's delayed.
It's
hello.
top of that.
Sounds like a timing issue to me. What do you think, guys? Timing?
Miss Zip, you're supposed to put a glass with that bottle, not just take the bottle away and swig it. You're supposed to have a glass with that, sweetheart.
Well, really? I could just... I'm not going anywhere.
She's redneck. She's redneck. She's redneck.
I have to interrupt. I got to stop you.
The glass is in the other room. So.
It's crimson around the collar. It's not redneck.
Crimson. Gotcha.
So Andrew Frone has a question. With all the questions here, I have a leaf blower. When I try to start it, it backfires, but does not start. Is this a carb or electrical issue? I would say, I know that Ken, you said a timing. Are you relating to valves on that? It sounds like a valve.
The flywheel key sheared or something with the type.
I can't see a flywheel key shearing on a blower, though.
I have seen them, Bruce.
On the Echoes all the time on the Echoes.
Oh,
is it handheld? Is it walk behind? What is it? On the handhelds, the Steels and Echoes, they shear them all the time because they're molded into the flywheel.
You can tell I quit doing 2 strokes. Eh?
I used to hate 2 strokes, but now it's a lot of the business.
Yeah. So I think
and then there's the clogged screen, right? That's a money maker.
I think Ken is right. I would definitely start with the flywheel key. Definitely have a look into that. But to me, the popping also could be a valve issue. So I would be I'll take the valve cover off and have a little look at the valves if it's got valves, and have a little sneaky peek in there, see what's going on.
But try and find the valve on a 2-stroke, unless it's a reed.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, right.
It's the same on that one there, Ken. This isn't overhead. This is a side valve on it, and they're particular pickles.
Flathead.
Yeah, particular.
Yeah,
pickles.
but ask them what kind of blower though. Is it a 4-stroke, 2-stroke, walk behind, handheld? What is it?
There you go, Andrew. What sort of blower is it, buddy?
Brand and model would help.
It's a 2-stroke McCulloch. There you go, 2-stroke McCulloch.
Oh, definitely the flywheel.
I did a video on a 2-stroke McCulloch, and it ended up.
I like McCulloch, Nick. I like McCullochs like you like the Tecumsehs. How's that?
I'm with you, Ken.
Okay, so I'll do a Tecumseh if you do a McCulloch.
I got a bunch of them downstairs. I gave away about 30 of them.
You and me.
You see that's your first.
Are they all yellow?
Yep.
Yellow?
Yellow and black. The old ones, the heavy ones, like the Pro Max and stuff like that, those are decent saws.
Yeah.
The newer ones now are garbage, but it's just that people don't want to spend the money to fix a $50 saw.
But if you buy a $50 saw, you buy it for the job, and then if it runs again later, you're winning.
True.
Pete Frow said Mrs. Zips on the wine. Ken, I've got a mint 30-year-old 2-stroke Flymo hover buried away. Are you interested? Ha ha. There you go.
Get small engines at AOL. I'll get a check to you in the mail tomorrow.
Yeah.
What did somebody say on your channel the other day? I thought it was cute. The check is on the post.
Yeah, check is on the post. AJP. It probably was Roy. AJP is now leaving the stream. Thank you very much for coming in, Ashley. Much appreciated, buddy boy. Hope you have a nice night. Look after yourself. 2-stroke handheld.
That's the oldies, so I can get the big one. Then it'll be.
That's the oldest.
Is that Miss Zippo in the background there?
So good.
Yeah, Miss Zippo.
They're taking over.
Then we found the bigger one, put the small one back.
No, we found the smaller one and put the bigger one back. This is the small one.
Munchies. Munchies.
Munchies.
It's hummus and flatbread. That's so good.
Oh.
Yesterday, I had liver, bacon, and onions, and it was absolutely spanking.
You Brits.
Oh, man.
You guys love your internal organs, eh?
Oh,
liver.
To be fair, they were Canadian liver.
What's tomorrow, Haggis?
I got a story. My mother was Danish.
It's getting towards so yeah, Haggis will be on.
Cherokee. Well.
Sorry, man, I got carried away.
No, you're okay, Bruce. You carry on yakking, mate. That's what it's all about. Cherokee's in the house. What's Doug Sweeney got? Let's have a look at what Doug is. What are you up to, Doug? You got pizza in there or something going on?
Yeah.
What do you got? What's that? French stick?
Oh, that's a Papa John's sub.
Oh, that'll give me
Domino's.
Domino's. That'll give me an indigestion. That'll give me an indigestion.
Papa John's steak subs and meatball subs and.
We've got a gentleman called Oil Tech has just walked in. How you doing, Oil Tech? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. We've got Cherokee's coming in the house. How you doing, Cherokee? And liver, bacon, lush. Exactly that, Pete Froud, a fellow Brit. There you go. That's
Hey, Doug, does that sandwich come with acid?
Would you guys forgive me if I had another one?
No.
What's that number?
I mean, yes.
Bruce is getting smashed. Go on, Bruce.
There you go.
Okay, here's my line, and I'm going to stick to this. I've never had beer before, and I quite like it. It's really good.
Bruce is going to get smashed on live stream. This is going to be brilliant. When he comes back, we'll challenge him to start a lawnmower when he gets really drunk.
After the third beer, we're going to have to pump up that lift again.
We'll see him stumbling around the workshop in a minute.
He's going to need that lift to hold himself up.
Bless him. Good lad. That's what it's all about. Right, we've got room for one more on the panel. If anyone wants it, there's room there. So feel free to grab the link. I'll be going for a little while yet, about another half hour, give or take. I want to go indoors and see Mrs. P because we've both got work tomorrow. So I want to spend a bit of time with my lovely wife. What's that saying
Organized toolbox, Cherokee. You're right the first time. Organized toolbox.
Absolutely. What's he saying there? Cherokee. Where's Cherokee? Liver, bacon, onion. I ain't come through. Where's that? Cherokee.
Absolutely. That's good. And so is an organized, a manly toolbox.
Yeah, manly. You see, manly is not organized. He rephrased that. That's what that means. Scrapping together said he's got a left-handed chainsaw he picked up. Scrapping items turns over. And I put in my collection left-handed chainsaw, but I don't see him over here. Don't see him over here. You can get them, but don't see them. Not many left hookers, purely because of the way it is. Dirt Rider's come back in the house. How you doing, Dirt Rider? Where you been? You been off somewhere? So what are you drinking then, Bruce? What are you on?
Corona Light.
Corona.
Oh,
Not like
Corona Extra.
You got a lemon in it, Bruce?
No, I don't enjoy that.
Yeah, that was back when we were in our 20s, I guess.
Exactly.
Bruce is going to be tapped on.
I got an announcement, so I'm heading off to Mexico in another few days, so we'll be down there about a month.
What? You're disappearing for a month?
No, I'm going to do some work from down there, too. I'm going to, let's see, we're going to do some, first I'm going to, it takes about 4 days to get settled, and then we're going to do some metal detecting on the beach.
Oh, cool.
And all the food down there is great, and yeah, 4 days we're heading down. The end of the month. What's the date? 25th, yeah, end of the month.
Cherokee, can we please not use capital letters in the chat, mate? I can see the chat without capital letters, mate. So YouTube sees it as a spam form, mate, and they don't like it. So can you refrain from using capital letters, mate? I can read the chat normally, mate. I'm keeping a good eye on it, so you won't get left out, mate. Don't worry about it. Thank you, Tech, for highlighting that as well. It's only just a spam things that YouTube don't like, and I'm just trying to keep my channel as clean as I can. What's that with Zippo? Yeah, he needs to go to the hospital.
Bio break, all that liquid.
I think he actually sat on that wine bottle opener.
Well, that's what he looks like now after all that wine, right?
I've never seen him drink.
No, I haven't seen him drink either. To be fair, because of my job on the railway, I don't drink at all.
Right.
At all, because we can get randomly drug tested and alcohol tested nearly every night if need be. A van just turns up and you wee in a cup and that's it. That could be a job gone. So it just ain't worth a risk. So
they have FAA checks in our defense industry and FAA checks.
All right.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, ain't worth it. I know that we had a van where we had a memo come out one night, and it just said, "Can all staff please attend a safety briefing at this office?"
Be in the jar
after your shift. Yeah, so about 50 of us turned up, and there were 3 white vans in the car park, a bit like the prison style vans, and yeah, it was line up and pee in a cup, and I think 4 blokes got Guna. Because they were on some kind of drugs or something related. Yeah, they got sacked.
In Canada now, pot is legal, coast to coast. So,
really?
Yes. And
I think
the railroad has a 30-day thing. Where you can't smoke pot 30 days before you go to work, which means never.
Yeah.
And but it's becoming a little more acceptable.
So
I'm not saying either way. I don't really care.
So I'll take it from now on. Then we're going to be seeing a lot more of your videos, a lot more chilled out sort of versions, are we?
Oh, dude, you have no idea. I learned that from the 70s.
I tell you,
we're going to say penders on a bender.
Tecumseh carburetor on the old bench, big fat one going on. Yeah, let's just clean this baby out, baby.
I know, it's like me and Bill Clinton. I never inhale.
Jason's come in the chat. How you doing, Jason? Why do I get home from work and my wife is watching the live stream? Oh dear. Patty's performance's wife is watching the live stream.
Worry about that.
I'm telling you, Patty. Hey, Jason, you got to tell me where you got that wife. I'm telling you.
Links on the chat, Jason. If you want to come on up, mate, the link is there. Feel free to come on up if you've got time. I know you just got in from work, so you've got stuff to do. I appreciate that. But
mine's reading the book.
Don't Patty got a live stream coming up tonight?
He was live. I did say no.
He was live this morning.
Yeah, he was early. It'd been I missed it. It was like 2:30 in the morning my time, so I missed it. But
hey, Mick, put up the stream link so you can get on.
Yeah, it's up there, mate. Yeah, it's up there. She's up there. I rock and roll it all the time. She's there. Barstow, how you doing? Good evening, Mick. Good evening. Oh, how you doing, Barstow? Last time I tested, what was that? Last time I was tested, they were testing to see how much blood I had in my alcohol stream.
In your stream.
Alcohol stream.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, stand by your bed. Stand by your beds. Get ready for inspection. The spray and pray captain is in the house. There he is.
Mr. Pender, Mr. Vlogger, Ken Small Engines, Mud Mowers, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, good. What's happening?
How you doing, big boy?
We're getting drunk on a live stream.
You know, I walked in through the door from work, and I could have swore I thought another man was in the house. Don't ask me what I have in my mouth. And then I see, and then I catch a lovely British accent, and I know that's physically impossible.
Well, I'm telling you, at the moment it's going south because we've got Bruce Pinder. He's on the booze. Ken's on the booze. Zippo's opened a bottle of wine up. Doug's on his lunch, and Bruce is now pot-free zone where you can smoke pot all day long. So I don't know what's going on with this stream at the moment. It's going mad.
It could have been advertised as the BYOB stream.
Well, Ken's got his Mike's watermelon lemonade. So
I'm going to be right back if this is going to be an occasion.
Here's a story of a bunch of crazies.
Jason,
I'm just amazed that anyone has a wife that loves small engines and all that. I'm amazed.
Yeah.
My wife tolerates it. His wife loves it, enjoys it. So thumbs up to that.
To be fair, my wife absolutely loves it when I got 60 lawnmowers in the garden. Absolutely, the look on her face is like a sunset. I tell you, absolutely.
It's when she goes out and starts looking at new Citroens that you start to worry if you have enough push mowers to cover it, right?
To be fair, she's a good girl. She knows it's something I enjoy doing, and we make a little bit of money out of it too, so that's cool. So,
what do you got, Jason?
Oh yeah. What are you on?
You take it right out of the freezer, Jason?
Yes, sir.
When it pours out like molasses, that's what it tastes like.
Cheers.
Cheers. Happy Christmas to you. Happy Christmas.
Up yours.
Next week, Bruce live stream from rehab.
Hey, Patty.
Yes, sir.
2 beers and I'm lit.
That was good for you.
Is your live stream tonight?
No, my live stream was 8:00 this morning, New York Eastern time.
Yeah, you need to shift that time about 3 hours.
At the same time, we're on the same time.
Oh,
well,
I'm in Indiana, but I'm on Eastern.
So
you guys are going to bed.
I'm never going to make that. I'm never going to make that. I'll be hanging out my backside. I'll make that stream. I'm telling you.
We got to slow this down. Mick, what time is it in?
The time over here is it's coming up to 20 to 9. Cherokee Rebel, you don't have to go anywhere, buddy boy. It's just a question of just no cap letters, mate. It's not being told off. Stay where you are, mate. You're more than welcome. It's just that YouTubers don't like it, mate. It's part of that thing that they just don't like, mate. Stay where you are. You're more than happy there, mate. Stay there.
But if you guys missed out on the live, you can watch it throughout the week. We probably keep our live for about an hour.
What part of New York are you in, Pat?
I'm sorry. I am in Long Island, New York, near Ken.
Well, you got to emphasize the G, Long Island.
Sorry.
You got to get Henry on here, Jason.
And it amazes me that you can have a different dialect even so close to New Jersey, right? Like, no, it's true. Like out here in the West, the people from North Dakota sound just like people from Alberta, right? Like there's thousands of miles, and we all sound the same. So kudos to you guys. It's a good thing.
New York is its own, like its own country, if you feel.
Right.
We're literally the melting pot. We are a melting pot.
So I see, Jason, I see you've pulled out a few of your mowers because you're not getting the snow you want. So you're starting to work on a few mowers at the moment. I see that.
Yes. So you have like a storage shed for projects. I just have them in the backyard. So I'm just going through it.
And he works at his driveway.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know how do you work in a driveway when you got a shed or garage right in front of you? I'd be in there.
Well,
I don't have room in my garage. That's why I got to work in the driveway.
It's too much
stuff.
I mean, to be fair, and this is I'm only just sort of throwing it out there, right? If you come home from work and all you can hear is 5 male voices on a live stream whilst your wife is watching a live stream, I think she would be happy, more than happy, for you to have your mowers in the front room. So put your mowers in the front room, and then you got your garage back. Problem solved.
Well, she has before this all started, she let me fix a snowblower in her entryway. That's as close as I've got to fixing something in the house, right in the entryway. I snapped the head bolt.
Head bolts.
Yeah, and had to extract it out of a 5 horsepower to come from.
They don't stick.
What she got me.
5/16, 2 3/8 inch, no, 2 7/8 inches long.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask Bruce that same question in about 2 cans of beer later to see if he gets it. So what have you been doing today, then, Jay? She's just been at work. What does he do for a daytime job, Ben?
So I am a union heavy-duty diesel mechanic by trade. So I work on like the big tractor trailers and freight liners, box trucks.
Air brakes.
Yes, air brakes. Now there's disc air brakes, and some of the smaller trucks even have juice brakes, which is pretty amazing. And that's the way of getting people not having to have a CDL.
I want to brag about something. My niece my niece. She's 30 years old. She's a heavy-duty apprentice.
Oh wow, good for her.
Yeah, and she's got all the. She's doing it. She's doing it great.
Now, from what I understand, Canada is very strict with like diesel mechanic. You have to have a certification. You have to start doing.
Hard to give you a.
Yeah.
Correct.
And the rules are interprovincial as well. Like provinces are like state, right? So the rules are different with every province as well. So it's very, very tough. It's very, very tough.
So I have a question. Did Mrs. Patty sell that $100 blower that she picked up the other week?
No. So we didn't upload it on the channel yet. That's how you know it's not for sale.
Okay.
The parts came in, so I just have to. It's in.
You can have another strawberry.
A crack in shape, literally crack in shape.
Hold on.
Yeah, I did see her working away on that, and I could tell by the tone of the voice things weren't going as well as perhaps you would like to go.
No, everything is fixable. It's just,
Hold on, that's next. Hold on.
I don't know how to explain it. It's just, it's not the shape I usually buy and sell things in, but we're gonna make a profit no matter what. It's going to be good content for the channel. So, I mean, it's a win-win. Her heart was in the right place, so we'll make up for it.
We're going to sell your soul for the content. Sell your soul for the content.
Hey, Jason, I used your advice the other day. I actually delivered a snowblower and charged a lot more than I would normally would, and the guy didn't even flinch.
Yeah.
So I've been undercharging for a long time.
All right, understand. So what were you charging beforehand for pickup and delivery, if you don't mind me asking?
It's $30.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah,
we're actually I'm within 10 minutes or from my house. It's $25. That I go $5 increments, and then after that, I make up my own prices. So especially like you did a repair in the middle of the storm, that's $100 no matter what.
Yeah. I got other jobs out of it too. He actually gave me 2 more pieces to work on. So to me, it was an investment.
Oh, okay, yeah, oh, great. I mean, I started off at $50 an hour. Now I'm up to $75, and you just got to keep pushing until you start getting a little kickback. You know, local shops to me charge over $100 an hour. So,
Yes,
mine's
but if you all our defense to the big shops, right? If you've got a shop with a big door, 2 employees, company car, you gotta pay. Yeah, you gotta pay workman's compensation. You got.
I'm not. If you think I'm slandering them, I'm not. I'm just that's where my degree comes from. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day,
come in and get it fixed.
if you can stay just below what they're charging in the shops, I mean, I think, in all honesty, and I mean this hand on heart, you guys have more passion than a bloke that does this every single day of the week, stuff coming in, 4 or 5 machines a day. So you guys have more passion, and in my opinion, would do a much better job. So if you can charge just a hair's breadth underneath, you're happy, the customer's happy, win-win.
You mind value added where I'll be able to do it on the weekend, on a Sunday, at night. Because to me, I call it coffee money. I get home from work, I get a text from a guy saying I can't start my blower, and he's a mile and a half away. Okay, I'll stop by on the way home. Sometimes it's something stupid like a torch plug, but sometimes it's there's no gas in it. You'd be amazed how many people stupid things. Oh, biggest one on the Hondas, the kill switch is off on the side. No one realizes it's there.
Yeah.
For Zip and I, it's a hobby, and we might make $15 on each machine. But
my wife wanted a job at the sideline. Now it's a sideline for me.
It all depends on what it is you're doing. I mean, for you, Bruce, you're more of a repair service guy, aren't you?
I'm a retired repair service.
Semi-retired.
I have to make money.
Where I'm a little bit more like Jason. I'm a bit of a repair service flipper, repairer sort of guy.
Right.
So that's where our margin can differ considerably. Right. You can get a mower in like one I had in today, cost me a $5, it's up and running. That should turn £200, easy money. And it's cost me only the service equipment parts, which is I'm gonna get some noise. I think it's off a Doug.
Yeah, when I see what Jason and Henry sell these things for, oh my gosh.
Pray and pray. Remember that. Pray and pray.
Where am I getting noise from?
I think it's, what's his name? Sweet Doug. I think he keeps his mic on, even though he's not there.
No, Doug is muted.
Is he? Because usually it's someone with the mic that's still on, but they're not.
No.
Don't know. It's doable.
Everybody mute the mic and Steve is still there.
Everybody mute. I'll mute. Oh, I gotta find mute. There we go.
Don't all mute. Or don't all mute. We'll never find it. You're all muted.
That's not me.
I was muted. I was muted.
Yeah.
Zippo, bring yours back online. Now it's gone really quiet. I don't know what it was. Anyway, got a question. Question is, Mick, question. I have a leaf blower that is losing revs. I take it this is a handheld leaf blower, again, not a backpack blower. So it could be something simple like a spark arrestor. Yeah. If it's bogging, could be that. It could be the actual impeller on the blower itself could be starting to jam up, and you're not getting the correct amount of revs out of it as well. That could have a definite impact on it. I'll look at spark arrestor first. If it's got one, take that out, clean it, put it back in, or just leave it out. Is what I do.
That's in the motor.
Look at the fuel filter and the fuel line too, because a lot of times when the fuel filters break off on the cheaper pieces, and then you're sucking sawdust, it blocks the internal screen in the carburetor.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, out here in the west,
could be a screen.
We got to put the arrestors back in because it's too dry. You can start a fire. Bingo.
Oh, okay.
I usually clean mine once a year with propane. Just burn them off.
Yeah.
I love the way Jason was actually cleaning a carburetor just the other day in probably the most unhygienic, sterile environment I could find on this planet. He was sat with it on top of a toolbox, which I don't know what. There was a big pile of something here. I don't know what it was. It could have been pasta for all I know. Big pile of that, and then he was hanging it on the floor, trying to get the tube out. And brother, you need to get yourself a lab. Get yourself sorted out. Carburetors, cleanliness is godliness. I'm telling you.
Hey, we used to do brake jobs and then eat our sandwiches with the brake dust on our hands.
And too.
I've even gone down the Bruce Pinder Road now. I'm on the bacon train at the moment. That's what I'm using.
Okay. I like that.
Is it as dirty as Bruce's?
No. Yes.
Are we talking trays?
Yeah, your tray is classic. You're gonna sign that. And
No, my tray is a 9x12 baking tray for cakes. And then I've got for cakes. And then I've got 2 broilers that I use in emergencies when I've got lots going on. The old broilers are good, but you get it in an old oven.
Yeah, I was using a bread tray at first, but I was struggling to get everything sort of lined out. So I just thought, well, Bruce uses that, and as it goes, the mother-in-law threw out an old baking tray out in the garden because she thinks that the garden fairy will get rid of it.
I'm seeing more Bruce Pender baking trays, and I'm seeing a few more lifts out there too. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, well, I got the lift idea from you. Zip. Yeah, Zip's the one with a noise, I think. Yep, it's that TV in the background in your house, Zip. I can hear. That's what I'm hearing. It's not terrific, Zip. It's not. That's what I can hear though. The lift, without a doubt, is the best investment I've ever had. Without a doubt.
Wait till you're 63, my friend.
Yeah, I know. If I ever get that far, but. Without a doubt, it saved my back. The next thing I want is a trolley, same sort of thing, but just a 3-tiered trolley that I can go down the bottom of the shed with, and I can just work off the mower and then put all the stuff in the tray. So if I've got 3 projects on, tray 1, tray 2, tray 3, I don't have that storage facility elsewhere. So, Jason, what are you saying about that blower that you haven't sold yet for $100?
Oh, look who's here! It's Nick. Where were you this morning? Snobby was in the house.
I was in bed. That's where I was.
But isn't it early your time?
Yeah, it's very early my time. It's about 3:30 in the morning. Something stupid, I think.
Really? Aw. So Snobby was an alarm clock, I guess.
Did you sell that blower?
No, I didn't even fix it yet.
We have to make it as pretty as him first.
Well, you might have your work cut out. That's all I'm saying. So what's the idea? What's the idea that your man comes in from a hard day's graft, and you're sat there with your feet up watching a UK live stream? What's that all about?
No, definitely not. I have some side endeavors of a side hustle of my own. Actually, I do a lot of side work, and the weekend is the time that I prep for it. So I was working on that, and happened to be listening to your live on the side. So. Except he walked in and all he heard was a lot of men's voices and laughing.
Jason, what I won't tell you is 5 minutes before he come on, she was actually on the panel for 3 hours. Swigging wine.
It looks like we lost my friend in the middle, though. Oh, no, he's getting the beer.
Bruce is going to go get another beer by the looks of it. Bruce is on a mission tonight.
For Bruce?
We need to get you one of those hats, Bruce. Just put one on the side.
I was getting rid of the first 2.
There you go. That's the thing about beer. You don't own it, you rent it.
How you doing, Jimmy C? Thanks for popping in. So you need to get hold of Henry at some point and get Henry's backside up on here, because I think we better fill the panel right up with some small engine nuts. And get Henry up here. I can take the mickey out of him for about 3 hours. That'd be fantastic.
I want to talk about Crocs with Henry.
Yeah, get his crock up here. Say again, Zip.
I didn't say anything. Didn't say a word. Just sitting here, soaking it all in. But since I've got the floor, Ms. Zippo and I are going to kick back and relax a bit and catch a movie and then think about what we're going to have for dinner. So I'm going to hop off the chat. Everybody, absolutely fantastic. Everybody in the chat, brilliant.
So if I don't,
take care.
If I don't catch you, Zip, before your hospital appointment, Zip, all the best with that buddy boy, and I hope you recover really fast.
Good luck, Zip. All the best, everybody.
Yeah, hopefully it'll. I'll give everybody an update after the surgery.
The only tip I've got for you, mate, is just count what you have got before we go under, and make sure you've got it when you wake back up.
I can do that. I'll take a photo library to make sure nothing's been mucked with.
Yeah, good luck, buddy.
All right, thanks. Everybody be safe. See y'all soon.
So, got a question here from Oil Tech. It says, guys, what's your opinion on ultrasonic cleaners compared to carb cleaner and airlines? So, Bruce, I think you should lead that because you are probably the most courageous person I've seen who fights with his ultrasonic cleaner when you could be using it more willingly and you just end up doing it on the bench. And I think you're not old school is not a word. I think you're same as me. You're more thorough. You don't mind just doing it on the bench, do you? To me, sometimes the ultrasonic cleaner is a bit of a hassle. You've got to go and heat the water up and get the fluid. You know, so what do you think? The pros and cons of ultrasonic cleaner versus manual method.
All right, I'll do a manual method right off the bat. If I've got 15 minutes into it and I feel good, and the carburetors, I think it's not. You can just tell if you squirt into behind the Welch plugs. If you're not getting anything out of the Welch plugs, I'll put it back on the machine. But if it's fighting me and I'm getting crud bunnies up from behind the Welch plugs, then I'll throw it into the ultrasonic machine.
Okay, and do you use a carb cleaner, or do you? I know that Doug Sweeney uses PB Blaster.
Right.
What's the carb cleaner stuff you use?
I use 20% mixture of Mean Green, but I think it could even be a commercial floor cleaner. It could be anything. 20%, not Dawn. Like Dawn is really sudsy, like the dish soap. And I use just like a good commercial cleaner, 20% that and 20% water, or 80% water, 80%.
Cool. What about you, Jason? What's your feelings on carb ultrasonic cleaners versus manual method?
So carb cleaners to me is like a touchy story because I almost like to sit there and say like I'm a throwaway, like I'm more of a parts changer person because the carburetor is $8 or $9 to run. How much of that time is that worth to you? So that my ultrasonic carb cleaner actually came about from a carburetor for a customer. His carburetor was $500 for his generator, and I says, "You got one shot, ultrasonic carb cleaner, or we're going to spend $500." So he actually bought me the ultrasonic carb cleaner, and I'm going with it. So it was a pretty good trade-off. So the only time I use my ultrasonic carb cleaner if the value of the carb exceeds over $50, because like Bruce was saying, you have to heat it up, you have to put your solution in there. You got to think about beyond that. The overhead to run the machine on top of it. But with the cheap carburetors that I have, the $8 ones, I'll throw them in a bucket. And then if I have an expensive carburetor, I'll throw the cheap carburetor in there too, and then I'll throw it in a slash.
Okay, I got a quick question. Was it a Makuni?
What was that?
Was the carburetor a Makuni?
Yeah.
John Deere.
Or a Kawasaki.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion, Ken? Because you're more of a two-stroker. What's your opinion?
Well, I find the most time I use it is when I'm working on a saw or something with a very either rare or hard to find carburetor that they don't make anymore that you see for $100, $200, on eBay or whatever. But a lot of times you have to watch because internally, sometimes there's check valves that you can't take out. And if they're mucked up, they're mucked up. And I don't care if it's ultrasonic or not, it's not going to free up. So you really have to watch. But I use it for a lot of things, though. I'll clean a flywheel for a chainsaw, make it look like new, things like that. So it's not just for cleaning carburetors. You can brighten up parts. I take covers. I have a big one. It's a 9-liter. So I can actually put whole cylinders in and things like that. So, I use it sometimes if I'm, doing a full rebuild on a saw or a 2-stroke or anything or something like that. It does a good job of cleaning, too, not just, freeing up the insides of a carb.
No, I agree fully. I know that, Doug, you are still waiting to purchase a carb cleaner. I know you can't wait to get one. So, Doug, you're still under manual method, aren't you? And you predominantly use PB Blast, don't you?
Yep. Because it's actually, I saw you using WD-40, and what it costs us for a can of BB Blaster than what it costs us for a good can of carb cleaner, and the chances are that you're going to ruin your gaskets, your seals, and stuff like that that's inside that carburetor. I'd rather use BB Blaster and torch head cleaners.
Yeah. So I think I'm much in the same boat as Bruce. I think when it comes to the 4-stroke stuff, and I'm much in the same boat with Ken when it comes to the 2-stroke stuff. I don't fully agree with what you're saying, Jason. However, I'm not saying it's wrong. The difference is, for me, is to get a cheap $3-4 carburetor for a machine is going to take me about 2 weeks. Because if it's coming from China, it takes 2 weeks, and that's predominantly in the UK. That's predominantly where they're coming from. We don't have these big superstores that you can buy off the shelf. Okay.
Yeah, the Amazon spoils us here.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazon is 2 weeks for me. 2 weeks in.
You can even get same-day delivery sometimes with Amazon.
No. Don't forget, I'm 9 hours north of Helena, Montana, right? In Canada, right?
Amazon is okay, but Amazon, the price goes up because you can't always. I mean, don't forget the UK Amazon and the American Amazon is different, right? It's not the same stuff on there.
Same here.
And that's where I struggle. I go onto the American site. And I love that. That looks lovely. It's still going to take me four weeks to get it. You know what I mean? So I do agree with what you're saying, Jason. What I do predominantly is I look at the Homelight Mighties, the McCullochs, all those type of Strimmers and Rybys. Generally, they take the universal style carburetor. Generally, so I might order 10 of those carburetors up, and they just come on in, and they sit in a drawer, and I can use them. And as I use 1 or 2, I'll order 1 or 2 back up. So I've got a circle going. But I think, in all fairness, I'm quite happy to sit here with my baking tray. I do use carb cleaner. But it is very aggressive. I tend to just use standard WD-40 to clean mine because it's good on the gaskets. It's good on the O-rings. It doesn't expand the O-rings. And on the new style 450 and 350E brig, there's a little stupid red rubber washer. That stupid thing. It expands that, and you can't get that back in the hole. You end up cutting it with a pair of scissors, cut a bit out of super glue, and put it back in. So I think I'm the same as Bruce. I would much rather clean one by hand, but if I get, and it is normally Tecumseh I get that go into the cleaner because they are just a bit more finicky. I put that in the cleaner for about half an hour, and half hour, 15 minutes each side tends to bring them out quite well and tends to clean up quite well. So I think once again, it comes down to whether you've got a cleaner or not. If you're a flipper, if you're a servicer, or how much time you actually have on your hands. If like you, Jason, you're running a full-time job as well, you may not have the time to sit there and wait. And also, the other thing is you can't video for half an hour whilst your ultrasonic cleaner's on the go as well, because all you get is that annoying buzz in the background.
I do.
I know you do.
Does.
So you guys know I'm limited on space. My ultrasonic cleaner is actually in my basement because I have to. That's another deterrent too.
There you go. Zippo says Bruce is the carburetor king, a carburetor cleaner king. Yeah.
But I've always wondered why you use WD-40, Nick. I hate it, but you're not using it as a lubricant. You're using it as a
compressed cleaner.
Propellant.
Anything but what it was designed for.
Yeah.
Water adhesive today.
Water displacement 40.
Exactly that. People tend to think it does amazing things, and it really does. But do you know what? Just sometimes with the compressed air inside it also just helps loosen that stuff up. And get it out. I probably would say I've had about 80 to 90% success rate with WD-40, and the amount of people that question me and say, Mick, why don't you use carb cleaner on? Because I get good results with this. And for a tin of this is a big one. This is a trade size, 600 mil, versus the size of a carburetor cleaner.
Right.
One. This was 500 mil. This was about £9, and this was about £4 on offer.
Right.
So I picked up two of them WD-40s, and I get really good results off a WD-40, much the same as PB.
I don't use WD-40 as a lubricant though.
No,
it attracts dust and dirt and all that stuff.
Well, it evaporates.
Yeah, the only thing I use WD-40 for separately is in my spray doodad, just for making the mowers look nice and spanking before the customer turns up. It's got a nice little gleam on it, and it looks brand new, and you can put £35 on top of the price. Rob McGrill says you can't beat WD-40. Well, you can. Carb cleaner does a much better job. That's what it's designed to do, or brake cleaner. But it does muck with the gaskets, and there's nothing worse, is there, Bruce? When you got a Tecumseh, you don't have this problem because you got spares. But you got that silly little ring in the arm at Tecumseh. You hit it with carb cleaner, and all of a sudden it goes boing, and it goes
a quarter-inch more.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. You ever try getting that back in there?
Well, I buy those little rings by the 10-pound pack.
Oh,
yeah, I'm hanging them on the wall.
Yeah. What engine? What's this here? What's the best engine? What's the best engine additive? Says Dirt Rider. I don't use any additives. I know
None.
What's that stuff you? What's that stuff you put in your engines, Jason? You put that styrofoam or something? What are you putting there?
So when I do fuel, I treat my fuel two ways. I put
fuel though. He's talking oil.
Okay, well, I wouldn't. So engine additive. Let's go to engine additive. So I use Royal Purple. So if you look up Royal Purple is also the cleaner as well. So the trade-off with that is if it's on a really high mileage engine, you're starting to creating all sorts of oil leaks. So Royal Purple has different variants of their oil to make sure that doesn't happen. As far as additives in the gas, I dual treat Seafoam and Sable. But speaking of Henry from Mowers and Blowers, he got something from Lucas called Upper Savior Loop, and I was at the parts store getting something. It was $3.99. I bought a bottle for $3.99, and now my Honda runs a lot quieter. So I ordered a whole case now because it's on sale for $3.99. I think I'm just going to add it, every 3 or 4 months into our cars because all our cars are old. They're 150, 250, and 180,000 miles on them. So I'm convinced for $3.99. The Upper Savior Loop from Lucas, awesome stuff.
Okay, so Bruce, we lost Ken. Ken dropped off our face of the planet. I don't know what happened to Ken. I put the link back out for Ken in case you come back. Snobby Scrap Picker says, "Can I put my false teeth in a cleaner?" Yes, you can. So, what do you use? I see your comment in the private chat there, Jason. What do you use in your cleaner, then, Bruce? What is your preferred go-to method for cleaning?
It's mean green or ultra green, which is I had to shop for it because it was made in the States. And then 20% cleaner, 80% water. But if I'm just starting to play with the Dawn dishwashing detergent, then I would only probably put 5% in because it's a lot more soapy. More soapy.
And what about you, Jason?
So I use Simple Green and Mr. Clean.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I mix the two together, and then I add water. And that's it. I used to boil my water beforehand, but then trial and error, I actually found out that the ultrasonic cleaner actually does get hot on its own, which I'm amazed. I really will.
Yeah. Okay, so I generally boil the kettle, but I don't boil it so it clicks off. It's generally just about 30 seconds before it clicks off, so it comes out at around about 60 degrees. I like to cook mine at about 60 to 70 degrees. And I just use plain old simple hand wash dish soap, fairy liquid, whatever you want to call it.
I think that's all you need.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I've ever used in about the 8-9 years I've been working on this particular part of the small engines. That's all I've ever used, and never ever had any issues whatsoever, ever.
I think as long as it cuts grease.
Yeah,
as long as it gets rid of grease. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And doesn't eat away at the aluminum in the carburetor.
Well, you know, a lot of these guys are using that purple power, and it turns the aluminum black.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, guys. I lost my battery. It died.
That's right. No worries. That's cool. I have found on some of. I think they would even
use purple power in your ultrasonic cleaner. We think that purple power turns the aluminum black.
Yeah.
It's a
What do
negative.
you use in your cleaner, Ken?
Simple green.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I use a simple green, maybe 20%, 25%.
I use just as I say.
But I've been trying Steve's small engine balloons trick too, though, with the canister.
Yeah.
I've been using plastic peanut butter jars and glass jars, and that way it's just distilled water in the in my 9-liter and whatever else in a jar. And then someone said, "We'll get something large." Well, I could fit a pretty good sized jar.
You have a bigger one. Yeah.
Fill that with solvent. That way, all the dirty stuff, it's still dirty, and all your cleaner's still just distilled water. So.
Yeah, I sometimes put a little bit of lemon juice in mine as well, just a very small amount of lemon juice because it's acidic. That tends to work quite well too. Just a touch of it, and it makes my carburetors really nice too.
Vinegar too to get rid of stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another beer, Bruce, or is that a bio break?
We got noise in the background. It's all good.
You're okay. I might take a photograph of actually Jason's carburetor cleaning station and put it up on my next live stream because damn, that was cool.
The mower runs. That's all I know.
Exactly that, buddy boy. Exactly. It does run.
Hey, go see some of Henry's videos, though. He's like operating room compared to some of the stuff Henry does.
Yeah. I mean, Henry he's got it all in one pile going on. I need to have a chat with that man about that.
Mrs. Bruce just poured herself an alcoholic beverage too. Now I see.
Mrs. Bruce is on the beer, and oh my lord, what's going on tonight?
Vodka.
She's on the vodka. This is only
a woman.
She's
3 in the afternoon.
She's starting her holiday early, is what I'm saying. That's all right. Jimmy C says, use race gas in small engines to avoid the varnish. I'm not quite sure what race gas is.
You got to watch the octane on race fuel. It makes it very hard to start the engines.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? I actually found some regular fuel, octane 87, without ethanol in it, and I found that. Yes, and I found that my two-stroke stuff was starting a little bit easier than the 89 octane. Just a little bit easier, right? That's interesting.
I am here, Lily.
So anyway, I'm going to have to take away lunch here. So it's been really fun, you guys, and
I've enjoyed it. So
I'm going to exit stage left.
Always a pleasure,
Bruce, when are you actually?
See you, Bruce.
When are you actually going on vacation, buddy? When's your sort of your last day of work?
Well, I don't work, so
you know what I mean.
He likes to rub that in.
I've been retired in 1 more month.
Okay, so when's your last day of working in retirement?
Right at the end of the month. We're going to Mexico at the end of the month.
I'm going to send you an email. Hopefully, be Monday, Bruce. If you can pick it up, and you might try and do me a favor if you'd be so kind. All will be explained in the email, buddy boy. But anyway, thank you for coming up, Bruce. Much appreciated as always. Really enjoyed myself, and you're a cool guy. Yeah. And I'll chat with you soon, buddy. Cool, Mr. Bruce Pinder. That's fantastic. There's room for 2 more on top if anyone wants it. I'll be going for about another 15 minutes, so I'm going to see Mrs. P myself. The time is now 9:15 at night. I like to go and see her before she goes to bed. because I've got work tomorrow and so does she. So we're not going to see a lot of each other, and my family comes first. So what you got on the bench? What you got on the bench today, then, Jace, or tomorrow? What you working on next? What's your next project?
So I'm gonna start hammering away at that Honda again. I got to do the valve adjustments, but tomorrow I actually have work again. So I actually have to sell 2 snow blowers, and I'll get a chainsaw good to go. And Monday I'll hopefully start working on that backpack load, that distance one.
Yeah, I did send you the valve adjustments for that as well.
Okay, I seen that. I just want to make sure that's for an overhead cam. OHC, not an OHC. I couldn't find any OHC, adjustment.
Okay, I don't think it'd be far out either. I know someone said 15 and 20, which seems a little bit big. That sounds kind of big to me. I'll be looking at more sort of 6 and 8. I'll be looking at if it were me. What are you saying, Doug? Yeah, Doug's saying 6 and 7s. Yeah, that's what I'd say. 6 and 8.
Yeah, close.
Okay.
I don't think you go far wrong with 6 and 8. 15 and 20 seems quite massive. Jimmy C says no hard starts even after leaving the fuel in it all year. Is what Jimmy's saying, but I don't have any dealings with his race fuel stuff.
With us, race fuel for us is over $10 a gallon. So for me, it's not economic, and entertain that. So I would never even, not even for my own stuff. Like I said, I run dual treated fuel, so for me to spend $10 a gallon, is really not no.
Yeah, I think me and you are very similar, Jason, with regards to what we're doing flipping wise and the price of that, and also the only difference between me and you is I'm better looking.
Wait till my mower grows in. Wait, it's coming. It's coming.
Mate, you grow up mullet.
There you go. You got that mixed starter kit going on back there, Jason.
If you grow that mullet, I'm unsubscribing. That's the end of it. I'm telling you, it's happening.
Our mullet's big in the I thought mullets were big by you.
Brother, mullets weren't big in the 80s, let alone now.
We can get non-ethanol fuel here for $2.46, and ethanol is $2.43, right around there.
Yeah.
I wish.
I don't really have that issue because I have such a high turnover of engines. The fuel, I buy 5 litres at a time, so it's nice and fresh. I go to a fuel station maybe twice a week. I'm only using sort of like a half a pint of fuel in per engine just to run it and to test it, and so I don't have the issue. I have more of issues when people come in after the winter with their engines that need working on, So I don't have that issue.
Of course, Jason and Ken up there in the north. We used to buy a bottle of dry gas during the winter time to keep the moisture out of our gas tanks so that the gas lines wouldn't freeze up and stuff like that. You could do the same thing to the fuel now. Now take the water out of the gas on the ethanol stuff.
Yeah, but remember, dry gas is just methanol, so it's actually alcohol against alcohol.
Yeah, and what is it? What is it?
Heat. Heat.
Yellow
bottle. Yeah, that stuff looks good. I tell you though, in small engines though, why screw with it? I don't even bother. Like I said, I use fresh gas. I get rid of it after a month. I throw it in my truck, this way. But in here, I've also done the trick where I'll get a gallon jug and I'll put in a shot glass full of water, shake it up. Once it settles out on the bottom, I punch a hole above the water line and I drain out fresh gas. I throw out the ethanol. So same difference.
Well, another thing is too, when you guys go shut down your machines, shut the gas off. Let it run out through the carburetor.
That doesn't get rid of all the gas though. That's the problem. You still get that little layer on the bottom.
It still sits in that bowl. You got to crack that 10 mil nut, baby, and take that.
Turn it to jelly. A nice Jello surprise next there.
That's that green stuff.
I had one. I need to show you. I had 2 carburetors last season. One was on a Mountfield 470 SP, and one was on a generator. I don't know what it was. The generator, I'll get a photograph of it and show you in the next live stream. The generator looked like a baby had been sick in it. And it was filled up with porridge. Literally, it was milky porridge, and that was a 2-stroker. And the carburetor on the 4-stroke lawnmower looked like someone had put jelly in it, literally strawberry jelly, and it was the bowl was full. Literally, it was full right up. So, and the funny thing is, that fella who bought the lawnmower off of me, he bought it off of me in January, which is a very late sale, or very early sale, and he put it in his shed and left it till the following year. And then he had the audacity to tell me that I didn't service the lawnmower correctly. But when I picked the lawnmower up, I said, "Have you got petrol?" You see, I put some clean petrol in it. I said, "Well, the petrol smells very like varnish to me." And you know, lawnmower nuts, we get the nose for petrol, don't we? We know what petrol smells like, and we know what petrol doesn't smell like. And yeah, when I took that whole I had to make a video on it because I called it the worst carburetor this year. The whole bowl was just packed, and unless you run those engines dry, and then once they've cut out, undo that 10mm nut and take that bowl nut out and let all that fuel come out. You haven't winterized it, nowhere near.
But I find too, though, Mick, at the beginning of the season, if you haven't drained the tank and you still got the stuff in the line, take that bowl nut out and let all that drain out too. Or better yet, disconnect it from the carburetor at the shutoff and drain it out. Because I don't trust anybody what's in their tank. I don't.
No, I'm much the same, and we're just about to enter what I call silly season, which is where every loon in West Sussex and UK is going to be dragging out their mowers in the next couple of weeks, and they'll be sitting there tugging on it like their life depends on it, and there'll be a queue, I'll just be stocking up with carb cleaner, WD-40, and 10mm spanners, you know, and it's just going to be cleaning up bowls and jets for the next 2 months. But it's what makes my money.
Yeah. I call it the spring team. I go through about 25, 30 lawnmowers for sale in about 10 days. It's absolutely amazing. It's like, and I can't sell more because I run out of stock. So I got to run around and buy.
Last year, I had the FBI parked up in a camper van, thinking I was selling drugs out my house. I was selling lawnmowers. It wasn't drugs. I had to book people in. The lawnmowers were flying out of here by the dozen. I had to book people in for appointments. It was getting crazy. I didn't know who was buying what at the end of it. Nikki Walsh has popped in. How to see it, Nikki Walsh? Where's your buddy Ken at the top there? Mick Mowers, hello. How's things? You got a mic. I've had this mic a little while, buddy. I've been using it for about a month or so, and I think it's much better. I've listened to my own live streams with this on, and it seems to do a much better job. Tim Palmer is now off. Thank you very much for popping in, Tim. Nice to see you. Chatting in. I've got 36 in the house. It has dropped off. I went up to 78 earlier on, which is fantastic. I've never hit 80 yet, but 78 in the house is, I think, fantastic.
Hey, I just want to do a shout out to Nicky. He's a buddy of mine over in Ireland. Hey, Nick.
Yeah, I know Nick. He's cool. So I think I'm going to start to call it a day. I've got stuff to do, and I know it's a different time zone for you guys. I've been going for 3 hours and 20 minutes, and my throat is not the best. I do have tonsillitis, and it's not good. So. Before you all leave, I'd just like to say thank you very much. And if you could leave me a thumbs up for those that haven't, that would be fantastic. I'd like to thank everybody in the panel, in the chat, for coming and saying hello. And I hope I've kept up with your comments, questions all the way through. For those of you that have been blocked through the live stream, I'll be emailing you separately to discuss the issues we had because I run a very tight ship on my live streams, as you all know the rules. Thank you very much to Bruce Pinder and Zip for coming up, and also to yourself, Doug, Jason, and my mate Ken over there. Thank you for coming up and coming and seeing me. I do much appreciate it, and I will try and catch your live streams if you just move them a couple of hours the other way. That would be fantastic. But I will try. When I'm working a night shift, obviously I can come on and have a chat, but I can't do it that time of day. So thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Everyone's going there. It's cool. Mick, been from start to finish. Thanks for another great stream. You're welcome, buddy, and that means a lot. But I'm hitting the right notes. So thank you very much, people. Pardon me. I should be seeing you next weekend. It may be Wednesday if I do one. If not, it'll be next Saturday, 6 o'clock UK time. You're all welcome, and hopefully I'll get to see you all soon. Have a safe and very prosperous week, you guys that are flipping. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. So look after yourselves, and I'll see you all later.
Take care, Mick.
Yep. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye.
See you, Jason. Later.
Later.
See you, Jason. See you, Ken. Bye,
Good night,
Mickey.
all.
Mick.
Ta-ra, mate. See you later.